Launch time, back. Racing Post live for you all this afternoon. 8 races coming your way, a bumper 9-race card. It's on. Cheltenham Trials Day. We pop up to the Town Moor as well. Sky Bet Chase at 3:15. The highlight there as well as some great novices. Epatton even struts her stuff as well. Former champion hurdle winner. Champion show coming your way. Dave Orton. Thrilled to be back in the seat Saturday afternoon then. If something reacts, this is where it kicks off. We will too, guys. You get all great tips coming your way in all of the races. We're going to put on a lucky 15 for you to follow throughout this afternoon as well. We've had a couple of races at Cheltenham, haven't we? 3 down already. I've got some quotes coming in left, right and centre. This is Cheltenham Trials Day. Everything anti-post. Let's have it. Festival naps, whatever you want. Get involved. Like, subscribe, comment and share. How? Thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching there. Anything on Twitter. Hashtag RP Live. Right, let's get down the panel then. Who's going to win this cup for you? Loads of new features coming your way. We're 20 minutes to the first, by the way. Energumene versus Edwardstone. Some great clashes on the panel as well. James Millman joins us back.
Hello, Mr. Orton.
Has it been a quiet time for you, Dan? Loads of abandonments down the West Country, I imagine.
Yeah, it's been a tough time, actually. Training in these kind of conditions, the Gallop freezers, we've not got the posh surfaces like most people have got. So it's been a bit of a challenging time, and obviously the meetings have been off as well, frustrating for everybody concerned. It does mean when it returns, it's competitive racing. You've probably got stronger fields than we would have done.
Loads of people welcoming James back onto the show for the first time in 2023 because your naps in 2022 finished on a right roll. Have you got something special for us?
A short price one today.
Ooh, that means
but
a yes.
I think we are disagreeing with you, I think, actually.
Oh, really? Okay,
So,
all right. Well, head to head to what we like.
rare.
Head to head to what we like. Look at Mattie Batch, now officially retired. Mattie Batch, no longer a licensed individual, so
yes.
I don't know. Going to have a little play with us today, Batch, are you?
Yeah, let's have open up an account and let's get going, Dave.
Absolutely, quite right. How you doing, Batch? You well?
Yeah, all good.
You've been doing the rounds, haven't you?
Yeah, been doing luck on
Sky,
Sunday.
RTV, all those.
Yeah. I'll be blind date soon.
My commission.
Love Island.
Now that I would love to see. What would you love to see Batchy doing out there? That would be great, wouldn't it? Maybe X Factor. So we probably don't do that anymore. Britain's Got Talent. You must have a few of them.
Well, I've already done Come Dine, Dave. So
have you now?
Yeah,
Brilliant. Oh, you'd have been great at that.
Oh yeah, I did. I won. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. So we've got a strong panel for you, and putting the bets on for us today. I'm thrilled to say the Big Bear himself is back. First time since what was it? Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, Boxing Day was my last shift here. It's great to be back with the Racing Post senior analyst and 2 former horse racers.
Right, okay, indeed, of course they are. But both former jockeys have got one assistant trainer now and one who's just finding his way in life again, basically. But, gee, how's the old target? Number one tipster at the Racing Post.
The number 1 Racing Post tipster, G Rod, of course. And it's been pretty good. I had a nice couple of quiet weeks to start the year, and then I came back and just fired in loads of winners like I always do, Dave.
Yeah.
But these pesky punters keep beating me in this punter versus pro competition, which is quite annoying. We'll get onto that later, and we'll have a little bit of discussion about how lucky these fellas are getting.
Now, something new on the show. Look, we got a half an hour after the Clarence House Chase, which of course was supposed to be last week. We were supposed to be with you as well. We all put our feet up, of course, like most of racing did. And now we've got it on. The prize money's halved, isn't it? But we have the Clash, a mini champion chase. We've got more runners as well. I mean, this is quite literally a champion chase before the festival, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
They're all course winners. They're all course winners. Look, there you go. Today's show, what's coming up then? Some featured highlights for you. We start off with the Clarence Charles at 1:20. Then we've got, of course, Epatton goes at 2:05, didn't she? 3 o'clock, the Cotswold Chase, the River Don Novice Hurdle as well. The Cleeve Paisley Park. Now, this is one of the underrated clashes of the season, I think. Because we've got Energumene versus Edwardstone, champion chase on the Arco horse, squaring up, which we wanted to see. We've got Dashel Drasher versus Paisley Park as well. This is going to be awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I love old Dashel Drasher. He's just a great servant.
Tongue twister as well.
Tongue twister as well. Wears his heart on his sleeve, and yeah.
This is actually a better meeting than some of the days at the festival, isn't it? Because the festival this year is going to be so boring and uncompetitive. And today we've got a fantastic card, haven't we?
It is, quite right, absolutely. We've had an Irish winner. Comfort Zone took the first. I don't know if we've got any Triumph Hurdle quotes coming in. I have got some quotes. We've got a great team for the Racing Post there today. Around about 6 p.m. you'll be able to get all the reports. As they're coming in, though, we're going to break it for you. We've got Lee Mottershead there today, James Burnham, West Country correspondent James Stevens, and Steve-O's already given me some quotes for the first couple of races. So Comfort Zone won the Triumph Trial. Does it win the Triumph?
Ideally Fred Winter, I think they'd like to go.
Right, it's going to be a bit high for that. It's just another boost for Lossy Mouth, this, isn't it?
Yeah, the Lossy Mouth looks the real deal.
better
I
ground
dunno.
script right. I think script right would improve on a more sounder
Is that
surface.
the Milton
Harris
Harris,
sauce.
yeah.
The rest of it nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of talk about Lossy-Mouth, isn't there?
Is this one you're
she's a
gonna
belter, isn't she?
going to be opposing keenly?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I want to see her again. She's one of those also that I'm not totally sold on it yet.
This is the spring juvenile hurdle
yeah,
next
which
weekend
she'll
in
run.
Dublin. We're covering, by the way, guys, Saturday and Sunday for you next week. Loads coming your way in 2023. Before we get some bets on for you out there, let's go down them, of course. Oh, okay. We finished with the Ballymore trial. I sort of deviated there. We had the show highlights coming up. There's the market then. Best odds available out there on your Racing Post app at the moment. And Ergamine, 2's on. That's a little bit bigger than some people expected. I don't think there should be that much between them, though, in the betting. Edward Stone, absolute mustard on his day. Of course, the unfortunate unseat when he went in the Desert Orchid at Kempton on the 27th. I think he's going to give him a real run. We've got Editor de Gite, who was supplemented for the race. Now, clever piece of business, this. Because, you know, this is a horse that loves it. Of course, he won the Desert Orchid when Edward Stone galloped round with him all the way riderless. But really good, and he's going to put some pace in the race, as is Amarillo Sky, who would have, of course, taken part in that Clarence House with just the 3 runners last weekend. He's another course winner, likes to go on. Fernamble Sivela chased home an Ergamine in the champion chase last season. Haven't seen the best of him so far. And Sizing Potsy, a recent acquisition this season to the David Pipe Yard, makes up what looks like a fascinating puzzle. But before we go to that, Social Corner, who's opening the show? Seamus Moore comes on. Some good racing today. Ha! If you'd like your jump racing, does it get any better than this, Seamus? Stick with us this afternoon. As I say, as everything unfolds here, this is the place to be on a Saturday afternoon.
You certainly couldn't suggest that Seamus was overplaying it, could you? Some good racing.
He was a little
today.
bit calm there,
Yeah,
like a poker player.
You know, it's not just good, is it? You know, this is the best meeting of the whole year so far, without
absolutely.
doubt.
Yeah, if you're not signed up to the members club, there you go, Racing Post Members Club. I think, is the offer still on, guys? We've got Mission Control, baby. Feels like we're a bit like we're on Apollo 13 this afternoon. You can, yeah. So first month free, guys. If you want to sign up, get involved. Festivals are coming. First month free. Literally giving away the members club. Just go to the Racing Post website. You'll see the sign up details. Takes a couple of minutes. Go and do it. Why not? Okay, yeah. The link is on the YouTube, I'm being told as well. So Mission Controller there. We've got Kieran, Dave and Sam. We cannot possibly go wrong. Get your socials in, guys. This is your chance to interact on a Saturday with all the big races. This is the place to get your shouts out. We'll do our best to do that and build them up. Nap time, gentlemen. I'm going to go down. You've teased us with it already, but we're going to put on Lucky 15. Graeme Rodway, you're an assistant betting editor of the Racing Post. You're now Dave Orton's assistant as well. It's the pinnacle of your career.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, luckily I do know how to use this app, and I will show you all how to use it this afternoon.
Yeah, because a lot of noise about the app. I mean, we could literally change it. You probably piped up about it, didn't you?
Well, I would never complain, would I, David?
No, because you know where your bread is buttered. That's why I'm like some people. But we could literally change a font and people go crazy. You know, Tom Kerr's office goes literally boom up. But I think people are now getting to grips with this, and we can add so much onto this new platform. That's really why we've done it. Shall we put on a Lucky 15? Now, the thing to say today, guys, this is where we partner up charity-wise. We've chosen the Injured Jockeys Fund, okay? We're going to do it every week. We're going to try and build up the pot until the last race, Gold Cup Day at Cheltenham. So it's the IGF for us, okay? The IJF, I should say. If you go and find the IGF, you'll probably be in Morocco donating or something like that. But I think we all feel good about this, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Me especially, Dave. In the 15th February, they contributed and helped me pay for my new hip. So yeah.
Which is marvellous. I mean,
yeah,
look,
very good.
Did you ever use them?
Luckily, I didn't so far, but it provided an absolute lifeline. I think other countries look up to the IGF because a lot of them don't actually have anything similar. And we all know if you left to rely on the NHS, the waiting list would be pretty horrendous. So we are very, very lucky to have that, and it provides a lot of help to people that need it.
We can give the jockeys a bit more stick on these shows now as well, can't we? Because we can just refer to that. Listen, at the end of the day, we've got your backs here. All right, so we're going to do a Lucky 15 every show now going forward. We're going to be with you for the Cheltenham Festival, the entirety of it as well, guys. Cannot wait for this all going forward. So this is the opener. Multi on the move time. Who's going first? That's the question. We're going to do 4 separate selections, and I think maybe, guys, if you'd like to maybe maybe we could get a selection from the crowd going forward. I don't know. It's all new here, so let's hear from you out there what you think. But I've got a nap of the day. I'm going to go first if you don't mind. I made it what some people might assume quite hard for yourself today. I'm going in the 150, right, which is our second race on the show, and also the second race that we're covering from Cheltenham. It's the handicap, and I think Il Ridotto just wins, guys. I think that I know, a bit of moaning from Batch, he's not totally sure. We're going to give you all separate selections, but bets on before every single race. But I think this is Il Ridotto's day, third time lucky. They've transformed him from a 2-miler. If you look back at the Paddy Power Gold Cup, which I think we can all agree has worked out rather well, he crept into that going really, really well. And I think if Harry had had his time again, he might have held on to him a bit. We weren't sure about his stamina credentials that day. However, next time out on New Year's Day, when he reopposed with Midnight River, who went and won, who finished just one place ahead of him, I can't believe they were so prominent on him. I think if they wait with him in midfield this time, go for one run up the hill, first time cheap pieces, I think he will show himself to be the horse I believe he is.
I hope you're right, Dave. I think you're wrong.
All right. Well, listen, it's my nap batch. All right. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know. This is Il Ridotto's day. I can see what the argument against him might be. You like him as well, don't you?
I did.
He's going
to be there or thereabouts. I just thought it was actually a weak contest in the 2 that he's running previously.
Yeah.
And the fact he's run so well in both of them, even last time, mid-race he got a little bit lost, and that might be why the cheap pieces are on today.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a weaker race. I think he's our most likely winner. But I'm going to head for the one in the same colours, actually, for my nap of the day.
Well, hold that thought, all right? So, G-Rod, can you put the first selection in, please? And talk us through the app, basically, because we're going to learn how to use the app today, guys. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, so I've scrolled onto the 150 at Cheltenham, and we're on to Il Ridotto. I've stuck him in by clicking on the price. So if you click on the price, go to the bet slip. I just wanted to illustrate what the point you were making, Dave, about the Paddy Power Gold Cup being good form. I mean, if you go back through to the Paddy Power Gold Cup, 220 at Cheltenham, you can see here. They also, you're talking about there, Midnight River came out. I think he won next time, or you said he won next time. But we can actually go through and check to see whether you're correct here, Dave, or whether you're just making this rubbish up now.
I see. So you're going to tooth comb my selections all of a sudden.
Fine tooth comb.
Well, yours is coming up, so I can't wait to have a go back.
But anyway, we'll go back. Scroll back through and you can see I've already put him in the bet slip for you, 5-1, Dave. Were you happy with that price?
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Fugitive's been well backed in the 150, hasn't he? There's been some real steamers on today. Back in the Lash, by the way, won the cross-country chase. That was a really good race. Dacia Rapper was just touched off. And Stage Star for Nichols on these Saturdays. Says boost for Il Ridotto. Stage Star, but that novice handicap, he absolute procession job there. I'm going to give you a quote for him after we get this lucky fifth on. So, Injured Jockeys Fund, I should come to you now, Batch, for your selection, seeing as this is a bit of coffers for your hip.
Yeah, I think Edwardstone is very overpriced. I think
this.
They should be a lot evenly matched. I mean, if you look at the Cheltenham form, the Arkle and the Queen Mother, okay, albeit Energumene ran on soft and Edwardstone has said good to soft. I don't think, I was there both days, the first 2 days, I don't think there was a lot in the ground. And Edwardstone's time was slightly quicker. I just think he's a massive price. I really do.
Did we watch In the Know last night, our Friday show that we do? And Tom Seagull was on there, and you've probably seen that if you're racing Twitter, if you're out there. Has Energumene beaten a good horse? We'll give you a separate preview for this first race coming up. But Batch puts in the Arkle winner. I like that, Batch. I'm going to put him up today as well. I think it's going to be a really, really good tussle. James Millman, then. Come on, then. Where's your shorty?
Protectorat. I think the shorty's going to have a good day today for your multiples. I think you've got to have a good one. But Protectorat, for me, it was impressive at Haydock. Third in the Gold Cup last season. The Skeltons, they didn't run for the King George, which was an option. He was entered. They freshened him up. This is his ideal trial for the Gold Cup. I just think it's a class angle. Noah Yates, I thought
there's a lot of plan Bs against him, aren't there? But with that, I mean, horses that were meant to run elsewhere, but because of abandonments, they find themselves here.
And he was always going to be going for this one. Noah Yates, I'm still not sure. I don't think the entry race was particularly strong where he beat Odasha Drasha. Sounds rushing him behind, back and forth. So for me, out of all of them, they're pretty short, the shorties. I was actually really confident about him, so I like the fact that these odds against.
Yeah, if you're reading Paul Keeley in the Saturday Sizzlers today, Keel's particularly keen on that, and In the Know last night as well. Graeme, can we put these selections on then? Can we see them going on, please? Let's get them up then.
So I think we're putting my nap in, aren't we? It's the last one, I hope,
anyway. Here we go.
So we're going to 3:35 here, which is the Ballymore Novices Hurdle on Reader Second.
They've smashed Pembroke up here, haven't they?
Yeah, I've already taken 3-1 on Reader Second, but you can get 4-1 available on the app now, so I've done well on the price.
Lovely.
So I've put that into the bet slip, we have a look at him in a second. I mean, he wasn't very impressive when he won this race last time out.
He's a slogger, isn't he, I think?
PU in a bumper.
Yeah,
might worry going forward.
He really, really made hard work of beating Henry's friend that day. but
why
he stayed
nap
on
in
very,
it?
very strongly.
You're,
he stayed on-
you're really positive about this horse.
You're selling this.
He stayed on very strongly. It's
Yeah.
a nice stiff uphill finish at Cheltenham, and he's Paul Nicholls, lightly raced, big baby. You know, he'll improve significantly, I think, for the run. And that has been a decent race down the years, isn't it? I think Nicholls won it with him Rillo, and was it that also that won?
There has been a Cheltenham
Desoy?
Festival. Yes, there has been
won that race at
Cheltenham
Sandown.
Festival novice hurdler winner come from that race. It's our final race. If you can see that Cheltenham hurdle winner that came out of that race, let us know. I know what it is.
But
Some of us have done our homework.
Oh,
If we come out of this Ballymore Winter Novices Hurdle, which was such a good race over the years, and hit bet slip, then you can see our 4 selections in the bet slip there: Il Ridotto, Edwardstone, Protectorate, and Omri the Second.
All right.
And if we go down to Lucky 15, should we go £1 pound each way?
That'll do
something
us.
like that?
Absolutely.
Pound
Safe
each
gambling's
way.
our MO here at the Racing Post.
So that'll give us what?
Win, apparently, I'm being told.
Oh,
Mission
win.
Control
Win
are telling
only.
me win.
Oh, they're very confident in the gallery, aren't they?
They're all
All
short.
right, so 15 quid. If it wins, then we're going to win £646.06. You see that bottom? And
There you go.
And we place the bet, and we're holding tight, and we're on.
Hey, happy days. There you go. The first multi Racing Post app is on. Like I say, all the way up to Gold Cup Day. We partner up with the IJF. Cannot think of a better cause for our, not just equine heroes, of course, it's the jockeys out there. And any profit will be going to them. Big fat check coming your way, hopefully. All right, and the other thing to mention, slightly new about this, they are now, this becomes rather coveted. I know you've all got grand designs on
to start
this.
off with, rather than in your hands.
Well, hang on a minute. I am the captain of this ship, all right? So at the moment, it's staying with me, and I'm often after a flyer. Oh, Edwardstone, I can see him going down there. He looks good. It's 5 points for a win, guys. 3 points for a second, and how much for a third? 1 point for a third.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to tally these up, and at the end, we might get like an old Top Gear sort of, all the tipsters at the end. We might do a little something for that as well. All right, so maybe we can have one from the crowd as well. Who wins the Clarence House Chase? I'm hoping it'll be Edwardstone to get me off to a flyer and take this Racing Post Live trophy home with me. We know that Batch is with it as well.
Yep.
The market then, G. Let's have a look for them. What have we got here? What do you got here? Oh, that's the charity. I was going to say, don't tell me he's a non-runner. Edward, I can tell you, Energamine is down at the start. He looks like an absolute pitcher. Thank God he's here, James, by the way, because they obviously rerouted, didn't they?
Willie's got to keep all his other horses away back in Ireland, so I think it's a headache result for him that this race was rearranged. They would have to retake each other on, but he likes Cheltenham. Shishkin gave him a race, and I love the fact that he came back and was even better after the feet. Which
He's 4 to 9, so the 1 to 2 is gone then, guys, out there. And Edwardstone looks, very backable to me. The pace of the race looks set, doesn't it? Are we split, by the way? Is this a split decision? Because the clash is on, isn't it? Team Edwardstone.
Edwardstone, yeah.
And Energamine?
There's some people in here who think Edwardstone is going to win.
Yeah, me and Batch.
Oh dear. Sorry, I feel sorry for you lads.
Well, he's not beaten a good horse yet.
Well, I agree with you that he's not really beaten a good horse when they've got round the course, because he got beaten by Shishkin, and Shishkin ran no sort of race when he came against him. But he's very good, isn't he?
So is Edwardstone.
I think Edwardstone's totally underrated, you know. When he beat... We've been saying it, guys, when he beat a Grianatine on Grianatine's home patch at Sandown, he thrashed him. And that was despite the fact that he had all those abandonments. He was supposed to go to Kempton, he was supposed to go to Newbury, he was supposed to go to Ascot. He turned up there, it wasn't ideal, thrashed them. Forget what happened at Kempton, it was jockey and horse error.
You can't forget it, though, he didn't get around.
He's usually a perfect jumper.
Twice now, at Warwick in the novice days.
Are you suggesting he's going to have another letter next to his name?
Possibly. My concern with the Tingle Creek form was they rode him quietly at the back of the field, riding him for a place. The pace was strong, a lot of them collapsed.
Yeah.
I think that John Baum would actually have won if he'd gone for Tingle Creek.
Because see loads of socials coming in, loads of comments on the chat, guys. Absolutely superb. I mean, this is magnificent, isn't it? What a race to start off. But it just gets better and better and better and better. All right, we go up. We've got.
I thought it was a bit harsh to bring up Warwick. He was brought down there.
I don't care. I
mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it? In fairness, look.
That's a typical flat jockey statement.
No one wants to ride a horse on the flat that's got a B next to his name, or a U, or an R. I agree. But listen, this is jump racing. We're delighted. On Seamus Moore says Edwardstone will win this. Lomachenko, Energamine broke Shishkin. Oh, that's harsh, Lomachenko. Energamine broke Shaken too. I mean, he's got a massive tribe behind him, hasn't he? This guy, Al Parks, is with us from Down Under as well. Great to have you with us, Al. Neil France, I'm seeing you all there, guys. We're going to build you up. We've got a bit of time after this. Tom Leach is there with us as well. One of our regulars says in the last, Pembroke is a good thing. Lovely. If you can't get excited about today, then you're in the wrong game, lads. And this is the greatest game of all, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? Absolutely lovely to have you watching us here on Racing Post Live. James Millman joining me, Mattie Batch, and Graeme the Bear Rodway. Let's have it up then. So let's get some in-running socials, guys, as well. Tell us what you think's going on. We'll try and bring you up in the race as well, and we'll react to it, okay? Okay, what are they saying on exchanges at the moment? Oh, plural there. Let's have a look. What have we got? Here we go down. Yeah, again, it is basically mirroring the on-course bookmakers ring there as well.
There was a bit of talk about tactics here, and I heard some people saying that they were worried that Energumen was going to get taken on for the lead.
That's madness, isn't it?
Now, from memory, Energumen's two best performances were when they held him up at the back last season.
People have just got this weird thing about Energumen having to make the run.
he doesn't.
In Ireland, he just dominates races, you know.
There's nothing good enough to go with him in Ireland.
That's just as simple as that, isn't it?
And Paul Down is going to edge
He's a perfectly adaptable horse, and let's see then. Off they go then. First race of the afternoon here. It is the Clarence House Chase. We've got it on, and we were expecting lots of pace. It's on. Okay, over the first we go. Editor Jajit, he's mustered around here when he can get his own way. But Amarillo Sky, the handicap winner earlier in the season, followed up at Newbury. He's on a sharp trajectory on the way up, isn't he? He's trying to take him on. They are trapping Batch, aren't they?
They are trapping, yeah.
Gamble Responsibly in third. Energumen takes up, so it's basically Edwardstone got a target on Energumen's back and sizing Potsy, trying his luck. Graeme, what are your early thoughts?
I think Edwardstone's in trouble. He's already not really jumped the first two fences very well.
He didn't jump the first very well at all.
He's been very,
All right.
very
Energumen.
sloppy.
No,
Hang on a minute.
He jumps it better than
Batch,
Energumen.
can you go on Edwardstone, Cam, please?
Yeah.
He's perhaps a little bit sticky. I'll tell you what, the one thing we can say, Energumen is full of himself.
Yeah.
He's absolutely tanking, isn't he, Batch?
He's running with the choke out a little bit.
Well, we could be too keen.
On softer ground.
Oh, that's lovely. He's grabbing at it slightly, Edwardstone, if you're being picky, but Editor Jajit doing what he does best. He's out in front and he's really putting the pace to the race. He just steadied it.
That wasn't a grab.
It wasn't a fall, it was an unseat, and he galloped all the way round.
Can we just watch the race, please?
Oh, look at that crowd there. Well, isn't it so good we've got it on today because it's bustling. The other breaking news from this morning, Gold Cup Day already sold out. What cost of living crisis? The prices are going up at Cheltenham. £7.50 for a Guinness. You don't mind. You're all going. Unless you're in hospitality, you haven't got a ticket, you're screwed, basically. Right, we're on the far side. It's Editor Jajit still going very nicely.
Mistake by Edwardstone.
Let's have a look at what people are saying.
Oh my God, G. What?
Don't put the mockers on him. What are you on about, man? He's tanking
He's
himself.
in trouble.
It's not a mistake.
He's beat.
Graeme Rodway already stoking the fires. What a surprise. When does he fall in a hole up front, James?
I think he's going to last quite a while out of the gate. He's in a nice river under Niall Houlihan, and he won well at Kempton last time, so we'll see what happens. Energumen's been too keen, and Edwardstone doesn't look that happy.
You can put another 0 on Edwardstone. He's in reach for that.
I'll tell you what, it's here comes an inviting social. Al Park says, got Amarillo Sky chasing the outsiders. Okay, you're happy with this then. I wonder if people have gone for some exotic forecasts here and stuff to try and knock it out of the park. Gamble Responsibly then, Energumen's old rival, right upsides him at the moment. When does Tom Cannon start to creep a bit closer, Matty Batch? He's got 4 lengths to find.
They've got a good gallop here, Dave, and these two in front, I'd be very surprised if they don't lose the old petrol tank gauge starts going down in a minute. Tommy's giving this an absolute peach.
That's what I want to hear. Some confidence on Team Edwardstone.
On his #1 rival, and that's it. It's good enough for me.
He's jumping so
Look
well
at
at
that.
No, that was a peck there from Energumen. That was a peck
peck.
there. First signs of maybe some trouble there for Paul Town, and it was so good in the Thyestes Chase, wasn't he? On carefully selected, unbelievable ride that was.
It's
on
just
Thursday.
a peck, Dave. Don't worry. It's just a peck.
We're up there. Come on. This is what we got. All right, off we go. The puppy, what's this? 4 out, I think,
it's
isn't
a big
it?
one at the top of the hill, yeah.
Amarillo Sky still going well. Gamble Responsibly now feeling the heat. Sizing Potsy, the big outsider, he's rowing away slightly. The big 2 on the inside. Call it James Millman.
Yeah, still stick with Energumen.
All the way.
This is the tricky fence then, Batch. Where do you want to be? How do you want to be meeting this?
Absolutely spot on.
Come on, then, up he goes. Edwardstone lovely as well. I'll tell you what, the match is on, I think. He's got first run there. Editor Jajit then, supplemented for the race. Gary Moore, still got him cold. Now I'm starting to worry about Edwardstone. I'm not 100% sure. Energumen, what's he going to find? Amarillo Sky. I'll tell you what, Editor Jajit's run an absolute blinder. Now Tom Cannon says, come on, we've got to go after it. Paul Townend rowing away slightly. I'll tell you what, this is not over. Edwardstone pulls out. Energumen on the inside. 2 outs. Lovely jump by Editor Jajit.
Come on,
Edwardstone, we can do this. What a ride this could be. Energumen's in trouble. He's absolutely paddling.
Here comes
Editor Jajit, come on, Edwardstone.
Go on, Tommy!
This is unbelievable scene. What a ride Tom Cannon Cannon.
Absolute
He's deep on the far side.
Oh, he's gonna
Will he
get-
go? No. Hang on a minute. Is he going to go past? That's the question. This is unbelievable. I don't believe it. Oh! My Lord, the first race on Saturday. An Ergamine beat. That is the breaking news. It looks like Editor Jeep might have pulled that out of the fire.
He's won, yeah.
You called it a great ride, Dave. Too soon.
Wow, I tell you what, Tom Cannon looked like he'd come there with a wet sail. A brilliant ride by Tom Cannon in defeat, but he has been nosed out. Editor Jeep supplemented for the race. Of course, he strolled home, didn't he, at Kempton on, it was the 27th in. I'm looking at that back in the Desert Orchid Chase. I felt sure Edwardstone would go past. Oh, and I thought the multi was on the move. Wow, who's with me? Pandemonium here. We wear our hearts on our sleeves. I didn't know what to make of that. What do we do here? Okay, let's pick the bones out of it. Let's talk about the winner. Serious horse, obviously.
What a race, Dave, and fantastic performance by the winner. And how tough was he up the hill? He looked like he was beat, and he'd come back and nosed Edwardstone, who's quite a tough horse himself, wasn't he, out of it? And what has happened to an Ergamine? The bubble has burst. The first time he's met a really good horse, he got fresh by them both.
Wow, unbelievable scenes, guys. You've got basically half an hour until the next race to tell us what you think happened there. Amarillo's guys backed out of it, Batch, and really, we'll talk about an Ergamine's mistake there at the end. He's obviously a tired horse. Really, Editor Jeet should have folded up that hill. I mean, Gary Moore's absolutely got him firing this chap, hasn't he?
Do you know what? Take nothing away from Nahulan. I think he's gave it an absolute peach. He always goes out. He's got the fractions right,
and into a lovely rhythm for
lovely rhythm,
and that was key.
And he's shown toughness there, because I thought Edwardstone was coming to get him, and he's got back up and done him. An Ergamine, I was talking to James throughout the race. I think he might just done a little bit too much too early.
Doors. And the problem was Tom Cannon. He's only looking at an Ergamine as the one to beat, and he's ridden him to beat an Ergamine.
Yeah.
Which you would, because
exactly
on no form, that's your danger. And he's, But
Edgar de Geet here, Amarillo's guy, Brendan knows he's probably not quite good enough. He's not really chasing up Edgar de Geet, and that's been crucial.
And Ergamine was beat before the mistake at the last.
Oh, 100%. He was paddling, turning in. You could tell that Paul Townend was not happy with him out there. What price was he with the Champion Chase, roughly? What, he was around about 6-4 on shot, wasn't he? Edwardstone was still around about 5-2, despite the mistake. We will update you as soon as possible on that. We'll give you all the beaten quotes, and we'll see what Gary Moore is saying on the track as well. Niall Houlihan, a young jockey, this will definitely be the biggest feather in his cap.
Yeah, grade 1, and he rides really well. Gary's got a nice bunch of lads down there, and so he had a good day, good festival, Christmas festival period, and he rides really well, and he's glad that Gary's getting his chances. I spoke to him on the phone, and he's just grateful for the chances.
This is his ride as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, of course it was Josh's, but
It's fascinating now for the Champion Chase. Just having a quick look. They've got 11-8 an Ergamine and 13-8 on Edwardstone, and around 4-1, 9-2 on the winner headed to the Jeep. Now, where would you want to play those three now? What a race it's going to be now. We thought that Champion Chase was going to be so dull, and it was going to be an Ergamine easy victory, and now we're going to have one of the races at the festival on the Wednesday.
I mean, no surprise for me that Edwardstone has shortened up. Sam Caney comes back on. Sam, welcome along on this Saturday, my man. One of our favourites, Sam Caney. He says, wow, what a race. What a start. We can't possibly repeat that, Sam, can we? Edwardstone should have won for me. Now, I've seen a few of you saying that. Why would you be saying that, guys? I don't really get it.
I don't get that. I don't... Listen, Tom's gone out there.
He's got to the front as well, hasn't he?
He's got to the front, and as we just said earlier, his target is on an Ergamine.
It's just here. He's had to make up 8 lengths in the home straight. Because
these are the best prices, by the way,
been
guys.
left alone. Basically, look, he's looking at an Ergamine. I've got him beat.
You'd think the one in front was probably going to stop a little bit sooner, but he's kept going.
The ground he's made up to the final fence.
Yeah.
That's where he's probably lost the race.
Do you think so? He's had to make. He's following the wrong horse.
And then literally.
But that's easy to say after the race.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
He's picked up exceptionally well. Amarillo's guy's not that far behind.
I think he's done magnificently.
He has got in front, I think.
He has. He's got to the front, and he's just eyeballed him, and he's come back. I mean, what a race that is. I mean, this is the greatest game of all, guys. And there is, as I said, as the guys are giving their debrief on this is what you get here on Racing Post Live. The greatest ones. We've got 2 ex-jockeys here telling you exactly why the difference between this head defeat and the win as well. I mean, goodness me, he was so good over his fences. There is the best price updated. So it's joints out there. Best prices, okay? 6-1 Blue Lord will be looking on with this, won't he? With some envious eyes.
Well,
thinking,
of course, Edwardstone thrashed him last year at Cheltenham, didn't he,
well,
Blue
he
Lord?
did,
so has he improved since?
Blue Lord has really picked his boots on this year, and he's going to go to Dublin Festival. It'd probably be a short price to do it there because Shacken looks like he's gone, and Ergamine's not going to go. It probably is his to win again. That's going. I think if you're looking at a shortener in the market there, it's probably him, James, isn't it? Blue Lord.
Yeah, definitely, because he was so impressive. A key talking point as well, this season in the jump race, and the Irish horses have come over.
Yes.
So many have not just got beaten, they've run stones below form. I don't know whether the Brexit delays, paperwork coming across the water is affecting them, because how many Bromhead's horses have run absolutely shocking since they come over.
You've missed him, G, haven't you?
Yeah,
He was going, hang on a minute, more excuses for the Irish.
I've heard Brexit blamed for a lot of things, but I've never heard Brexit being blamed for the poor performance of the Irish in
We
Britain.
know which way he voted.
It's a lot, it's a lot harder to get horses over the water now. They get delays at the ports. But there's got to be something why this season in particular, the Irish horses have come over and then they've run so bad.
As far as I'm aware, Edwardstone, an Ergamine, that was a tricky one to call, by the way. An Ergamine didn't come over for Ascot. They called it early enough so he didn't travel. So this is his first travel of the season. We saw him in the Hilly Way, of course, smash job as usual, potting around. But he has had them well and truly pulled down. Tom Siegel, a note to him as well, said he hasn't beaten a good horse. Everyone just goes, he's just going to go and win. I mean, the jury's out, guys, big time now, isn't it? Who's going to give him another chance?
Can I just say that if I'd said that, then Twitter would have blown up.
It would. Well, they sort of had a go at Tom. They said he looked like he's broken by it.
So Twitter did blow up for Tom too.
There was a course there. You can't nail, what they call.
You can't now a
holy horses, shall we call
a
them?
holy horse,
Yeah.
even though he's not.
Should we have a
really
list of holy horses
holy
throughout the show? Who's a holy horse? Because
Sharjah.
no, don't start thinking about your ratings. We're going to say
this?
Yeah, exactly. The power rankings, and we've got Batch on the show as well. There
power
might be an actual
rankings?
punch up here. Batch, you put it in the lucky 15. Oh man, that would have been some shout. Just touched off.
Yeah, as you said before, I thought he was overpriced, but the race just doesn't fell the way Tom wanted it to. He's rode the race accordingly, which any jockey would, and Niall Houlihan's give it absolute peach, and he's shown a bit of guts and determination to Guy and got back up there.
I'm so impressed with him. I am.
Yeah.
I really am. It's great to see, isn't it? And listen,
They've got a good gallop as well.
do you think he just sits a little bit closer in the champion chase?
They're going to give him more respect, aren't they?
That's it.
Next time.
That's the key word there, James. Not that they've not given him any respect, but
They didn't think he was going to last.
in any shape or form. That is a two-runner race today, and that's how they've gone out, and that's how you've rode your race. So.
Al Park says no mention of Brexit in my form guide. So you've coined a new phrase there. Brexit is to blame for everything that's wrong in horse racing, says Keep It Brief Millman. Who knew where we were going to go on this show? It is the beauty of Racing Post Live. Oh my Lord, let's pause for breath, shall we? Because we've got a break now until the 1:50. That was an absolute sledger. Great to have you joining us. Loads of people out there watching. We've got Benny Blackmore doing the clips on Twitter. If you want to get involved there, it's hashtag Racing Post Live, RP Live. You'll see us out there. Just put Graeme Rodway and James Millman. Bound to come up. Let's give a debrief now on an Ergamine before we move on. A final one. What do you do if you're Willie Mullins?
Just take him back, see if there's any problems emerge. But as Batch said beforehand, in that race he was keen for the first mile. Even at top of the hill he was still keen, and then he just emptied. A week later the race delayed. They've obviously prepped him to run last Saturday. Maybe he's just gone a little bit over the top for today. He's got plenty of time to get him back for Cheltenham. He's so far below form. Yes, you can say he's never beaten a good horse before. But the RPRs, he's always running to 177.
That's because he's winning by so far.
What's he run to today? Probably 140.
He's underperformed, hasn't he?
It's not like you can say, oh,
Have
that's
you ever
the
seen
same
him
thing.
run that keen before?
He used to be in his younger days. He used to be very, very keen.
Well, just let him get on with it, though, didn't he? But he's just outclassing. I don't know. Look,
And they've gone a good gallop as well.
without blowing trumpets, but you've got to do it yourself here, as you well know. That was our famous phrase, wasn't it? But I will blow my own trumpet. We said, didn't we, if you're looking at these, so much is being said about the short prize favourites. Months in advance, the bookies are ducking these fads in all the races. We did say, if you look through his form, where's the worldie that he's beaten? Tom Siegel last night brought it back to the fore, and it's been borne out. A shock then in the first race at Cheltenham. I would still be quite keen on Edwardstone, I think. I think I would. If you're not on it, short enough, isn't it? It's not like it's kind of like...
He's lost nothing today in defeat. You're not going to crab him if you're going to back him in March, whereas an Ergamine has got that big question mark against him now. Edda de Geet, they're not going to let him have an easy 5 lengths, I don't think, next time.
You must be listening to us because Blue Law we're hearing that 6-1's just gone, by the way, across the board. So, which it did look a little bit standout. Tom Siegel put him up as his. I mean, that sort of picks itself by default. You've got the 2 at the head of the market and a horse that's just looking like he probably will finish third, all being well on paper. But who thinks that we might just be disrespecting Editor G even more? Can he make all in a champion chase? It's possible, isn't it? There's the market then. And again,
I think
the others have
Captain,
all got something to find, haven't
we
they?
forgot about him because we did assume Edward Stone making a mistake. He was, 5-2 on, that he would have just won that quite easy. But the fact that Numa Negra really struggled to get anywhere near him, I think it was actually, in hindsight again, we've got to benefit of hindsight, there was a really strong effort at Kempton.
Yes.
And Edward Stone, again, was going to give him quite a bit of ground. He had an easy time of it in front. Would he have actually come out on top last time? So Graeme Moore and his team done a fantastic job of this horse to get him to progress. And then the colours aside, agree with you, they got another one.
Now, if he wasn't sitting in between us, we could share this because I think we're the moral winners. All right?
Moral,
Yes.
the point,
We're
I'll
the
take
moral
that.
winners here.
We'll take the
All right?
moral winners.
All right, we've been
Well, you
beaten
got-
ahead.
you
You
did
went
get-
for the short price
you did
good
get
thing.
2 points,
We
to be
tried to
fair.
tell you.
Yeah, we tried to tell you.
We tried to tell you. You've been learning a lot since you've come on this show, all right? But still got a little way to
You
go.
got to listen to the old
I said
John
Experts. Head of the gate would be the forecast option ahead of Edward Stone. So
All right, well, yes,
swings,
all right,
swings
fair
and
enough.
roundabouts.
We've got a belting handicap coming up at 150. Paul Keeley put into 22-1 winner yesterday, didn't he? Itchy feet, my lord. Itchy feet winning his first race since the old king died. Unbelievable scenes. And we're going to see some sizzlers up on the screen. I think we might. Are you going to get the scissors up, G-Rod? Can you do that for us? Yeah, of course. I want the gallery we're going to do it.
Technical issue done.
I'm busy messing around with my earpiece.
What are you doing, man?
What do you want? Kills' selection?
Yes, please. Let's get the scissors up because Kills has put 2 up in this. There he is, the great man.
He banged in a 20-1 winner yesterday.
I just said that,
apparently.
man. If you're
did you?
earpieces-
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
Are
sorry,
you
I
not
didn't see
listening
that.
to the great
He's
Dave
not.
Orton? You're
No, I'm
senior member of
Panic
staff.
Attack, that got beat,
He's
didn't it?
very much assistant today.
Easy Land, that got beat, did it? So he's had
Easy
2
Land,
losers
Easy
so
Land
far.
looked like, if anything, it was having another
So
sighter, didn't
the
it?
Racing Post number 3 tipsters on Fugitive and Cool
Is he
Cody.
number 3? Are you sure?
Yeah, in my power rankings and my tipster
He's,
power
got,
rankings.
he's doing his own.
Okay.
He's got his own algorithm at the Racing Post of the best tipsters.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, no,
I'm
he's
not
number
doing
1,
that
is he, at the
yet.
moment?
Well, you can guess
Dave
his
Orton's
number
not
one.
on the
You can
list.
guess his number 1. You're very much assistant today, and can you shape up, please? This is ridiculous. People don't make me work with you on this show. Unbelievable. Great to have you with us, guys. Keep your interaction coming in. You make the show. That's what's important here. We react. Look, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't hear anything during the races and all that sort of thing. We appreciate that, you know, a lot of you don't have the pictures down under, Barbados. We have people from Germany watching the show, America, all that sort of thing, because you can't get the live pictures. Well, we'll do our best to call it through the races, but we all wear our hearts on our sleeve, and that is what it's all all about. He has that earpiece
He's
going.
struggling.
It's missing an earpiece.
Oh, you've
It's an
broken it.
earpiece. Yeah, look, I think I've broken it.
know if he needs one
When
in.
I was stealing it from Batch, I broke it.
I don't. The mission controller now finally coming up from the gallery
good.
to make sure that you survive the show.
Sort him out in the corner.
So the 150, what's he gone for? Fugitive, which has been smashed off the boards. He's gone up 10 for that win at Chepstow on the Welsh National Meeting, wasn't it? I think that was when it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he looked good.
He did look good, but he'd go back to his previous run here at Cheltenham, maybe over a trip short of his best. He hung all the way up the running.
He's tried 2.5 a few times back along, and it didn't look like that was the answer to the question, whereas it did at Chepstow. I'm with you a little bit. He's 12 pound higher than that defeat to Amaretto Sky, who ran well in the Clarence House.
Yeah.
I had question marks. I thought he was probably skinny enough at the head of the market, to be honest.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be with the Fugitive here. I thought that was his race last time, and Richard Hobson believes that he's got more to come, and I guess...
He was in the Clarence House, actually. He was one of the original 7, but they've gone for better prize money.
Okay.
And obviously the readjusted prize money for the Clarence House was less than this race.
All right, well, it's coming up. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a 150. This is your chance, guys. We'll build them up now. Who wins this race? You know that I've put Il Ridoto bidding to go one better than mine and Batches. Oh, close shave, wasn't it? Oh. There's a trophy update, by the way, coming in from Mission Control. A trophy update. Dave Orton, 3 points.
I thought it was two for a second.
It's 3 points for a second. It's 3 points for a second, and Batch and Orton are sharing the lead at the moment.
Oh, so you only got 3 points?
Number 1.
Yeah.
I've got more than you on one.
Yeah, well, there's a long way to go.
I've got Rodway down the bottom of the pile as usual, and Millman keeping him company as well. Have you missed working with the bear?
I have not worked with the bear for quite a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
There's been
Millman.
No arguments.
Well, you see, I'd really like to get. I thought today. You see, I had this. I've got this story. I told Millman this before, but one of our best mates always used to back Millman. So if he saw Rod Millman and James Millman riding, he would always back. And then if he had a winner, if he had a winner, like, we'd be down the pub and he'd be like, Millman, Millman, Millman. And I thought today, it'd be a great opportunity for me to get a selfie with Millman and send it to him, and he would be so happy. It would make his day. But you see, you've put me on the end here, and your Millman's right next to you.
No, we've got time after the show. We'll do this.
After the show,
who wants a selfie with Millman? I never
need
thought
a
anything.
selfie with
Anyone has ever
Millman.
mentioned a selfie?
That must happen down at Fosslass or something. Must it? Or
I
where we
did like
usually go.
Fosslass. That was my local-ish.
Well, you could only ride there in Kempton successfully. That was as the stats.
Says the man.
As the
that definitely
stats
had to sit
borne
on a
out,
horse.
let me tell you, yeah. Oh, here we go. That old classic, never sat on a horse before.
Yeah, nice.
Well, all right, okay. Look, we're having some fun here on the show. It's been a great year so far for horse racing, isn't it? I mean, we've had these abandonments, but the all-weather's been keeping it going. Go, just have a word for Billy Loughnane, by the way.
Loughnane. That's the
Billy the
new
Kid.
combo.
He was on the BBC News, main news
Main
last
6
night.
o'clock.
I mean, that is fantastic. Look, okay, what do you make of the chap?
Yeah, I think he's great. Yeah.
It's been brilliant,
Yeah,
hasn't
he's
it?
been absolutely brilliant. I would be a bit wary of burning through that claim too quickly in the
Lots
middle of the
been
winter.
said about that.
But he looks absolutely superb. He's so cool, isn't he?
We've needed a breath of fresh air, Batch, and we've had one with him, hasn't it?
Can we give him that nickname, Billy the Kid?
It's not coming from us. I think it's a general nickname
oh, is
out
it?
there.
Because
Yeah.
all the greats have a nickname, don't they? Like Tom Terrific for Tom Brady and I don't know.
All those greats,
All them greats.
on the tip of your tongue.
What do they
out
call
there.
Mike Tyson?
Well, what was he called?
I don't
Oh,
know.
don't go
Millman.
there. Millman, of course.
Millman, Dave Orton.
Oh, absolutely, the alternator.
Mouth of the South.
Mouth of the South. Hey, you going on a minute? The Essex eel over there. Slippery as they come. But Batch, it has been a breath of fresh air, isn't it? He's got that. He's cute, isn't he, as well? He's got that sort of. You see pictures of Leicester when he was young. You know what I mean? Like black and white pictures and all that sort of thing in Pathé News. It reminds. Well, I'm not comparing them at all. It just reminds me a little bit of that. And I've been writing these races up on the all-weather, you know, in our analysis department. You have to put a little headline on them, and I'll say Billy at it again. And then the next race comes along, and I have to go into the previous one and rub it out because he's just got a double. Then he's got a treble. He had his first winner for Godolphin yesterday. I tipped that yesterday in the paper.
You tipped
It was a three. It was 3-1 in the forecast. It got smashed into 4-6 on, and
So
it
you
won
did the
by a
forecast
nose.
as well.
I knew.
Did you do the prices?
I
did you?
don't do them anymore. Perhaps I should go, but it's a tricky one to do in Novice Stakes, to be fair. So look,
I think Dave Probert wasn't very happy when he came in on that race, mind, when he beat the other Godolphin runner.
what about
second?
what about physicality for the young lads?
That's the only thing I will say. It'd be a waste of time claiming 7 for too long because he is so tall. When you look at his father, he was probably about 30.
Whose horses, by the way, have also been on fire.
Well, they've been getting some claim of a very good rider.
You
So
need
it's
to
a
be on
huge
form, though,
help.
James, to win these races.
He's going to grow as well more, so he might go
I think jumping might well be where he
Yeah.
ends up.
What? We're looking at an AP instead of a
He's 16 years old,
Yeah.
and he does 8-1 at the moment, 8-2, but there's nothing to him. Like, he's
Where's he
only gonna
riding
get
today?
heavier.
Has he
Lingfield
got
today,
he's
I
linked for today? Is he in a winner today? Anyone? No, it's just. But look, he's become a pal of the punters. The after. You know, the post-race interviews are great, aren't they? It's good to see
Yeah,
such a family
he
thing.
talks well. Listen, his family, they're going to keep him well grounded, and going to America it's great for getting sort of timings, and he's the clock in the head as well, which is very valuable to have. And yeah, he does look the real deal, and just I mean, listen, it's
that next step.
it's the next step. At the minute,
Everyone wants to use you.
everyone wants to
You've got
use
the
you,
best choice
and
in
he's
Africa.
getting some good horses to ride, and fair play to the lad. He's riding really well, but as you say,
You're suggesting he's been in champion bumper down the line. Unbelievable thing.
Well, he's already articles. Gordon Elliott said when he gets a bit heavy, give me a call. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the articles I read.
There we go. Anyway, breath of fresh air. Billy Loughnane and the all-weather has been propping us up, of course. Looking forward to the all-weather championships. I'm sure Billy will have a starring role in that. So I'm talking about going to the States as well. Keep it up, Billy. We absolutely love it. And great to see racing anytime.
Always a positive headline
hugely
in the wider
positive.
media, which was good for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. We need all the positives we can at the moment. Lots said about this jump season, wasn't it, at the start of it? Dry ground, small fields. Come on, we're loving life at the moment. When it comes back with a bang like it does today, we're celebrating. Who's celebrating Editor G? Who? Come on, be honest. Who had him in a single out there? Let us know. And Ergamine, come on, what are your thoughts? I want to hear them as well. But we are moving up to our next race at Cheltenham. I'm delighted to say it is nap time for Dave Orton in the 150. Someone taught me out of putting on Il Ridotto for the team bet, please.
someone took you out of it.
Yeah.
He won't win.
Well, why not? Give me the case against him.
He just looks disappointing to me. They've tried him handy. They've dropped him in. They're reaching for the cheek pieces. Yeah, you can. And James alluded to earlier. He can disappear sometimes in a race, and I don't know. Yeah, I just think he's frustrating. he's one of those horses that will run well in better races, and it's probably a weaker race than he has run in, but it just doesn't do it for me. I just don't. Not for me.
I can see that bookmakers will be always said, it's Il Ridotto time again. Here we go.
Well, they like him,
and whatever. But from an each-way perspective, I think it's very hard to knock out the frame, clear round plays. I don't think he really needs cheap pieces of G, do you? I think that's. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a plus, but we're obviously hoping that Paul, who's already off the mark with Stage Star, by the way, in the second race, looks like the Turners is going to be the target for him. I told you that would be what it was.
At Willie Mullins.
So you say why they're reaching for the cheek pieces? Because they're scratching their heads.
Mate, that's the worry for me today.
He's been a little bit disappointing, so they're trying something new, and that's why they think they've reached for the cheek pieces.
Yeah, I'm not one of these that shows you who's on my phone, but shall I WhatsApp Paul, do you think, and say, come on, just hold him up a little bit, you've got this. I hope he was watching What a Shout and all that sort of stuff, because I was impassioned, please, just hold on to him a little bit more. Tom Sigel, interestingly, in his piece yesterday, his assessment of him, he said he did get lost slightly, but Tom's put him up today as well. He doesn't, I thought the trip might be an issue. No, I've watched him back, he's coming back at the line. I think he maybe is a little bit, monkey-like, I'm not sure. But for me, this is weaker than the handicaps.
That's why I've actually agreed with you in the tipping competition. I hate to do so.
Yeah.
I just felt it was a weaker than the last two races that he's running over course and distance. He's dropped £2. The cheek pieces might seek out of him. And I've got negatives against the main market rivals. Each way option, though, is the other Nichols runner, the great Mr. Maxwell himself. Simply the bets, similar profile, he's running both races. He's dropped £7 since when he finished 7th behind Garlaw and only 4 lengths behind Il Ridotto. He's more your each way angle. If you get any extra places, he'd be one I'd take a chance on at a price.
Charlie Post, who obviously sits on this panel a lot, he's put him up twice. I wonder if he's going in 3 times again, so he would be with you on that. G, what do you like in this? What we put on Il Ridotto is going to be the team bet, by the way.
Who says that?
Mission Controller backing me up on this.
This is the worst.
This is the worst mission control ever.
This is the worst position to be in ever. Not only do you have to sit, but you have to put bets on Dave Orton's horses.
Yes,
can you think
do.
of anything worse?
Yes, you do. Let's get a little bit on Il Ridotto. This is my nap.
Don't do it, G-Rod. Don't do it.
Come on, back him each way.
Just before I back him, can I just make the case? Can I just make the case for simply the bets?
You're with James as well?
Yeah, I'm with James. Yeah, the other Nichols runner.
We have 2 mission controls.
I mean, I've got his form up here on the app, and you can see that his best RPR of 160. I mean, he's running off a mark of 145 here. And that best RPR is at Cheltenham over course and distance.
Was that when he won the novice, old novice handicap?
When he won the plate a couple of years ago.
It was the plate he won, wasn't it? Sorry.
So now, obviously, you can't directly compare RPRs. There are about £5 or £6 in it. So you would usually say a horse that's rated officially 145 would be a 150 to 151 RPR. So this horse, we think, on RPRs, on his best form, has got £9 or £10 in hand in this race. And of course, he runs his best form at Cheltenham. And you can see just going down the list of his races, Cheltenham, second. I think he was in behind them in the race data, the Cotswold. I think he ran in that at one point in his career. So, I mean, he's really well handicapped. But the one you're going to make me back here is Il Ridotto, so we have to go right to the top because, of course, it's one of the favourites because you only ever do ones at the top of the market.
We've got a little bit.
So we'll do Il Ridotto.
Dave Orton today, isn't it?
20.
I've had better assistants in my life, trust me.
Should we go for 20? Or should we down it to 10 because it's yours?
It's definitely an each way bet. The more you down it, the more like the odds law is the biggest thing in this game.
You want to do it each way?
Oh, yeah, definitely want to do it each
way. On a
5-to-1
shot?
Yes.
You want to go each way?
Yes, because I want my money back. If you don't win, and I know he's going to be
there.
You're
only having a tenner.
Can we all agree that
you're only having a tenner?
This is one of these ridiculous red herrings that you've got to back something at 40-to-1 each way. All right, you better look. The punters can't get on anymore. You're 5-to-2 each ways in novice hurdles because they always come second or third. The bookmakers don't want to take the money. Okay, it's that simple. This is what people are crying about at the moment. We can't get on affordability checks, all that sort of stuff. When you back each way, you want a horse that you think is almost certain to finish in the frame. That's why you do it.
No one agrees with you. Anyway, I'm putting 10 quid each way on. 5-to-1 on Il Ridotto is going to win you 80 quid if it wins.
Happy days. The IJF actually, not me.
Yeah, sorry. And if it places, you're going to get your 10 quid back. The IJF, obviously not that we're playing with the IJF money, but you won't lose anything.
We've got another 6 goes, G. Calm yourself.
And it's 6 places here. You can see on the
that's
app,
a good thing, isn't it?
On the app, they're offering 6 places. First 6 places, 50 odd. You get your money back if you place. It's changed. What's that? Oh, it's gone a 9-to-2. So it's even shorter now, Dave.
All that talking and you missed the
while
price.
you were talking, going on about
Are you
each
putting on
way.
some of the bets as well?
Sorry, it's on now. Your bet's on. 9-2. What
No,
were you
we're not
going on
putting
about,
that. We're
Millman?
only putting one bet on per
Only one
race.
bet on
This
per
is-
race. I think it's
Let's
six-
get some socials up,
six
get some
races.
decorum back. I'm with
Six
you, Dave.
races.
Thank you, Sam. Il Ridotto must be his day. Sam, we know that you know what we think about that. Aleem is with Batch. Your darling each way. So impressive, wasn't he, on his first start back? Better the century, says Aleem. Good luck. Good luck to you, Aleem. He's going for the plate, that's for Sean. Toon 2020. Carl Philippe, each way bet for me here. Harry Redknapp's had quite a few runners today, hasn't he? Something just touched off at Lingfield, should have won. And he's got back on the lash, won the cross country, now goes straight for the festival, nice and fresh. And he's got Carl Philippe here.
Carl Philippe, yeah.
Who's relatively more fancied than I thought he might be.
Do you know what each way, Dave, at a big price? Phoenix Way, that ran in the fugitive race at Chepstow.
Harry Fries.
First run of the season, so might come on for that and might be a nice each way price.
I've always had him down as an Ascot horse, really.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
he
a
was
great
prepped
ride,
for
wasn't
that
it?
race last week that he would have been in.
So no more plan Bs coming up. We're going to see
Yeah.
these along the way. Look, we've got the Cotswold Chase coming up. Can we see a fifth winner come out of that and win the Gold Cup in March? Protectorat, hot for some. James Millman's
Banker.
nat of the day. Paisley Park versus Dashel Drasher. Cannot wait for that. We've got Epiton coming up in around about 15 minutes' time. The former champion chaser goes and struts her stuff against what some people would say inferior opposition. Sky Bet Chase coming up as
It
well.
shouldn't be
Garnor.
allowed.
What?
Epperton shouldn't be allowed to run in that race.
What?
Oh my word.
Oh Lord.
Here he
Okay,
goes.
look, we're not.
Here he goes.
We're all waiting for that one. Let's break Twitter again, G. Why not? All right, okay, they're lining up here. It looks like there's going to be plenty of pace on Batch. I want you to go on Il Ridotto, Cam, and your darling Cam, please.
Rightio.
G. Rod, I want you to wobble your head before the race. And the flagman's got it up. What a beautiful day it is.
They're coming in
for a
too
January.
fast.
Oh, he's not happy
no.
with it. No, they cantered into the start. Batch, just tell us about this. They're not allowed to canter in, are they?
No, it's a bit frustrating. They have to sort of come in at a trot, but they're all going forward. I think sometimes common sense has to prevail a little bit, don't you think, James? They're all going forward. They're all ready to go. Why?
It's I think
I know it's the
he
rules.
lets them go once, so and then people keep.
Yeah, but
doing it.
sometimes you can't stick to the rules all the time. They're all coming forward. Everyone's happy. So
Just while they're going around at the start, guys, let me tell you what Alan King said on Edwardstone to James Stevens, our West Country boy, at the track. I'm not happy to have got beat, but I'm very happy with the run, says Alan. He was a bit fresh, and he started to tank down the hill. Tom Bellamy said he had to bring him back just a wee bit.
when did he ride him?
That's not
Tom
Tom Bellamy,
Cannon.
is it? James Stevens has put Tom Bellamy in there
Don't
for me.
throw him under the bus.
Who's he?
Oh my goodness! All right, look,
Yeah,
full marks to
Ridotto's
the winner, but
fourth.
there's three in the champion
Oh,
chase
it
now.
looks like
They're
Nichols was
confident Team
listening to
King
you.
on Edwardstone.
Yeah.
Did he
Right,
say he
off
wanted
we
him
go
held
then.
up?
I think Dave Orton said he wants him held up.
What is
making
Harry
the running.
Cobden doing here?
Well, it's Harry Cobden's doing as he's told, Dave.
My
I'd say.
lord. Okay. I didn't want to see this, and he's got a bit lit up as well. But Cool Cody, the brilliant Cool Cody, of course, who beat St Calvados at Ascot in that great tussle we saw earlier in the season here on the show. He loves Cheltenham. He's probably won this race before, isn't he? And he's going on at a right old clip, actually.
hanging about
Way.
here, are they?
Phoenix Way out the back. And Harry's getting sucked into this. Look, they obviously think he's an out-and-out star. Brave Shashka
Oh,
didn't fire
there's a
last
follower.
time
Is it
out,
Simply
but he
the
won.
Bets?
What had there?
Simply the Bets is
The
gone.
Bets has gone.
Oh no, Maxie's off at the... Was that
Max
the
is
first?
gone.
Already.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Racing Post #1 tipster showing
Yeah.
his mettle again. He hampered Phoenix Way a little bit, I think, as well, didn't he? You were worried about the jockey. I didn't see the incident,
I don't
James.
know. No, I didn't see either, but
I don't think he fell off for lack of fitness, James.
They are well
it's
strung
his third ride
out.
of the day, Batch. That's the problem.
Oh, he's tired.
Okay, so bringing it back. Look for your darling Batch. I said to put you on.
On the outside,
he's
give him plenty of room.
Tracking Carl Philippe there on the inside. What's the grey with the blue on the inside? Is that a silver hallmark, of course, isn't it? For John Joe O'Neill riding for Fergal O'Brien. All Mankind. What's ever happened to him? He's lost his way slightly and a bit keen out the back. What's those in the skeleton colours at the back? Of course, it's Spirit of the Games. Precious Eleanor. Some fancy this somehow, but she's liking the ground at the moment. She's up there. Fugitive on the inside. This was a big gamble then of the race, guys. What are we liking at the minute, Graeme Rodway?
I actually quite fancy your one, Dave. I think that the change of tactics to go
doing the right
from the
thing.
front is actually probably a good idea because
If you'd have seen my face when he said that.
this is a This is a horse who has trouble getting his head in front. And I often think with horses that have trouble getting their head in front, you're just better
Like
off
Hitman.
sticking them in front.
Like
and
Hitman
that's what
at
they've
Haydock,
done
but
here.
I'm not totally sure. I think he gets the trip, but
He's
it's not
jumping
how I saw it
beautifully,
going.
though, isn't he, Dave?
Guy in the middle. This was another Tom Siegel pick, wasn't it? For you price-wise followers out there, for Tristan Davis, he's just letting the leaders get on with it, basically.
Yeah, he's not travelling that well, is he, Guy?
Isn't he? What is he on and off the bridle? Caribbean boys in the race as well. First time win-dock for him and
Out the
Team
back.
Henderson.
Yeah, he's saying goodbye.
Right out the back, isn't he? Seems to have lost his way as well. One true king in those patchwork colours for Tristan Davis. James Turner getting a good ride in the spin
I quite like Knock Dave Velatis.
for the Lacey Yard. He's in
He
around
gets a
about
clear
fourth on the
round. Jumping's a bit of
inside.
an issue, but he's taken it to it quite well so far.
And Carl Philippe for one of our socials out there's got a really nice sit. Jack Hogan got a lovely spin on him at the moment. Right then, we're on
I
the
think you're in
far
a
side.
great position here, Dave. I think you're
Are you
underplaying your
happier
chance.
now? Are you still
I'll tell
muttering?
you after the last, James.
You can't. No, this is your jockey bastion now. Are we happy where we
Hang
are?
on.
No,
Do not say I've been jockey bashing. The interesting thing to say, guys, is that Fugitive Gav Sheehan has got one target, hasn't he? And it is Il Redoto on the inside. He reached to that.
Precious
Precious
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
She'll do well to recover from that. I think Phoenix Way not going to a Caribbean boy. Not sure what's happened to him, but he's totally lost his way. He might have a P next to his name coming out. Batch catching your eye.
Oh, some
Redoto
dodgy
just had a
jumping.
little grab at that, a little dive at that.
5-2 in play, we're hearing. Il Redoto. He's around about that at the moment. Right or wrong,
Oh,
guys?
Cody's still going well.
He is a
Cool
good old
Cody's,
Cool
yeah,
Cody.
tough old Cody, isn't he? Now, but
Yeah.
one thing that I would say about Cool Cody, usually steals a march and then
jump
slows
that
it
well.
and then quickens again. He's not going to be able to do that today. Silver Hallmark, a horse that's had his problems, wants proper soft ground. He's creeping into it. Your darling not
beat
travelling.
No, you just give a little tap behind the saddle, Tommy. I don't.
And what's this coming in the
Yeah,
purple and the white colours that
what
I
is
can
that?
see?
Purple and white, Fugitive on the inside.
Fugitive.
No,
Inside.
there's another one. There is
Coming
another
through the
one.
field, yeah.
Oh, it's Carl Philippe, sorry. No, yes.
Purple and white. You're
Carl
colourblind.
Philippe that I'm watching. Listen, when you squint like me, it's not always too easy. Right, one true king going all right on the inside, but at the moment it's Cool Cody, the old boy, loves it here, and Il Redoto, who absolutely winged
He's
that
travelling
four out.
nicely as well,
Fugitive.
yeah.
So the market's got this right at the moment, boys. Graeme, if you had to call it, I can see you
I
betting
think
away.
you're on the winner, Dave.
Oh, that would be delightful, wouldn't it? Listen, if you thought of shouting in the first race, watch out for the finish here. All right, not Dave Velatis then, basically. Looks like he might be dead. Precious Eleanor, fair play to her. She's come right back into it. But Henry Daly's having a great time. Beautiful jump. Harry Cobden and Il Redoto. Has he gone too soon? That will be the question now. Fugitive. Gavin Sheehan, not totally sure how happy Gavy's on the second there, or is he all right, Batch?
He's got a gap if he can squeeze
Gap, yeah.
between Cool Cody and he
You can
has.
sort of get through upsides, might come back on the bridle.
I
a
think
bit.
Harry
There
was
we go.
desperate not to kick,
In
wasn't he?
trouble, Dave.
The market two leaders, they're eyeballing each other. The slightly quirky Fugitive. Will Redoto get home? Phoenix Way is absolutely trapping. Is it too late? Too
Come
early.
on.
Go on, Harry. Up you go.
Oh,
Over he
super
goes.
jump.
Good jump there from Il Redoto. Fugitive just starting to go and gas at the moment. What a
I
tussle.
think you've got it, Dave.
Another race.
riding
Absolute finish. They're
confidently.
going miles clear, these two. Go on, Il Redoto. Up you go.
Oh,
I think
beautifully.
Fugitive just got him, guys, hasn't he?
No,
There's
I
a bit
think
of
he's
weight
got him.
between them.
No.
Harry Cobden
Go
goes for
on.
everything. I'm trying not to lose my
Go,
faith,
Dave.
but I'm going to go absolutely mad here.
Go,
Il
Dave.
Redoto for the nap. Has pulled it
He's
out,
got
third
it.
time lucky, 150, the lucky 15 section is in.
Oh.
Who knew? The two have come miles clear. Oh, Jed Mason and crew will be absolutely
Eleanor.
loving life. Is that a boost for Protectorat? Our next race at Cheltenham, we will find out. Talk us through that, Matty Batch.
Yeah, he was a bit worried at the start when he jumped out and made the run in, but as G-Rod said, that's probably the best thing to do. He's got into a nice rhythm, and he stayed there and he's won well.
Yeah.
Well, but they've pulled clear well of the rest, the first two.
Should have backed him win, Dave, shouldn't you?
Well, look, I'm very happy to have backed him each way because it means I get slightly more than I did if I did the win as well. So I'm very happy with that. Thank
Well,
you. Because I get the place money as well.
There's
Thank
some
you,
good money towards Batch's hip as well.
Absolutely. For the
For
injured
the
jockeys
injured
fund, then
jockeys
Il Redoto pulls it out, and Paul Nicholls, that's a double on the card. The great man is back, isn't he, in no uncertain terms. It's just been wonderful to watch this. Harry Cobden, he sort of knew, didn't he, when he got eyeballed by
Yeah.
Fugitive.
He was
That's a
riding
sign of a very good
confidently,
judge.
You know
wasn't
what,
he?
looking at Fugitive, I just don't like his head carriage. He's just sort of coming to one side a little bit.
Are you backing that up, Millman?
He's a little bit tricky. and
Yeah.
I think Il Redoto is the strongest player, but
Yeah.
G-Rod called it as they jumped off. The change of tactics, which
Yeah.
you absolutely detested.
The face, the
You
face on
couldn't
him.
get.
As
You're
they came
going to dine out
to-
on that one
to the
for
first
weeks,
fence.
aren't you?
You were fuming.
Thank God Paul Nicholls did not listen to Dave
I think that
Orton.
made a difference. And,
He
was
didn't text
gutsy.
him, Dave.
I'll tell you, if he'd have held him up, he'd have won by half the track. Oh, great stuff. We're off and running then. That was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Il Redoto then. Nothing wrong with his attitude there, guys, was it? Was eyeballed. And And it's a good day to be a punter, isn't it? Because the market is getting it right pretty much so far on Trials Day at Cheltenham. He jumped really well, Paul. Maybe one on the, was it the second or third he had a little look at, didn't he?
Who?
Il Rodotto.
He just...
Down the back.
Down the
there
back.
was
He
one.
just, but they can do that because you're just running downhill a little bit, and he just had a grab at one. But it was, listen, momentum took him through. It was
I
fine.
think no excuse to the runner-up because he was always looking where Harry Cobden was, and I don't think he could have gone any quicker, to be honest. But actually, look like here he's actually niggling to try and keep in touch with the winner. And nothing else. Again, the 2.5. It is tricky to hold one up like you wanted Harry to do. Once they get into rhythm at the front, they do just keep going.
I wanted him really to be where Precious Eleanor is now. We're watching on the far side. I thought that and she's run a blinder by the way because she made a really bad error for her out. And she's come right back into it. Hey, it's great to see Henry Daly having these good because, of course, Hillcrest went missing, didn't it, at the start of the season. That was thought to be the great white hope for them
I was going to put Blenkenstop up today.
Blenkenstop's non-money. He was supposed to go to Ascot. They still think he's got a good race in him. Could he be a Coral Cup horse? We're picking the bones out of these handicaps. Not the strongest handicap we've seen. And the previous form, once again, from New Year's Day and from the Paddy Power Gold Cup, has been well advertised.
Yeah, it happens time and time again, doesn't it? They have these big 2.5 mile handicaps in October, November, December, on New Year's Day here and at the festival. And then there's the Silver Trophy in the April meeting as well. And usually you do get horses that come back for every single one. Cool Cody did it last year and won the big one at the festival. It's great to see.
If there's a bit of rain in March, Midnight River's got to have an absolutely marvellous chance, isn't he, of following up, I think, isn't he?
And Go Law, that's boosted that form as well.
Law, of course, who will probably go off a well-backed favourite then in the Sky Bet. And we now must indeed go up to Doncaster, 2:05. It's the Mayor's race coming up. There's the final race result. Then Il Rodotto beats Fugitive, who's backed into favourite. Precious Eleanor, massive run there. And Phoenix Way, Batch gave a shout to each way, crept in. Look out for him at the festival. I think that looked very much like a prep for the plate there. There's your top four. Then we must move on because it's Epatante time. Best price, what was she? 2 to 9. Is anyone opposing this?
No, can't. Can you? It's a significant drop in grade. I just want to know why she shouldn't be allowed to.
Oh, here he goes.
Now, of course. Now, Epatante reverts to racing against her own sex. Everything's right. Flat track, ground right, trip right. Why shouldn't she be here?
Because do you think mares that have won champion hurdles should be allowed to run in Grade 2 races against mares? Really?
Well, first and foremost, they are allowed to.
Yeah, but should they be?
Well, I don't know. Why have you got an issue with it?
In the interest of fair competition, I think that if you've won a Grade 1 race as a mare, then you should not then be allowed an all-age grade, an open Grade 1, so against geldings. I don't think you should then be allowed to revert back to mares' company. It's a rule that should be extended to Honeysuckle because there was all that talk about her going back into the mares. She's won 2 champion hurdles against geldings. She quite obviously doesn't need to race against her own sex. She's quite good enough to race against all horses, open geldings, whatever. So there's absolutely no way that these horses that are that good, these mares that are that good, should then be allowed to revert to race against horses like Martello Sky and Galice Macala. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like Usain Bolt turning up against me, isn't it?
Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? What would you need? 60 metres? 70 metres?
How much we would pay to see that?
99.9 metres.
You'd need a massive lens for that, wouldn't you? Because like Bolt would be gone and G-Rob would be like, you know what I mean, breaking down after 10 metres.
It's not fair, is it?
You'd probably do your hip, wouldn't you? You'd
Plainly
better be
not,
with Batchy.
plainly
I
not
think Batch out his hip-hop would be quicker.
I see what you're saying.
I'll be quicker
No,
without it.
Nicky Henderson, I can tell you what Nicky Henderson's answer is going to be right now. Oh, well, they got rid of the contenders hurdle, and so there was nowhere where I could run her. But they got rid of the contenders hurdle because he used to do this to it. He used to run a proper horse like Epatante or Bouvardere and one of those, and they'd go off 1 to 5 like this horse is, and completely ruin the race. And now, because the contenders hurdle's gone, he's now completely ruining this Grade 2 race here.
Well, I think it's great to see her, and a lot of people would have put her in Maltese today, wouldn't they? This was the race that Lady Buttons used to win, wasn't it? Of course,
No. She should be running in the Irish Champion Hurdle next week.
Epatante?
Yeah, Epatante against Honeysuckle, and we would be all lauding it, saying what a great race. That's
rather
what
nice
should be
boost for
happening.
Honeysuckle, by the way,
Against
wasn't it, in the
Saint
week?
Man.
With Tehupu going and
Yeah.
absolutely pulling down the pants in the... I mean, he looks muscular.
This is what is wrong with jump racing at the moment.
So
Well,
flat
Annie
racing,
Power
flat
won
racing,
this
you're
at
not
1
too
to
concerned.
6, right?
Well, another horse that shouldn't have been allowed to
Vroom
run.
Vroom Mag, 1 to 5. Maria's Benefit for
well,
Stuart
this is-
Evans
that's
was
not
also
good
odds
for
on.
the sport,
Lady
is
Buttons
it?
evens. Miss Heritage won it last year for Lucy Wadham, who has Martello Sky in here. A lot of people will see this as the next bet. I've put up a forecast in this, however. Can we please place that as the team bet? Epatante to beat Galise Mikalo, please.
Seeing as you've had a winner, yeah.
Well, yeah, seeing as I am absolutely running away.
So we're going to do Epatante to beat Galise
What are the
Mikalo.
scores on the board, Dave?
I've got 6 points, Batchy Boo.
6.
Sorry, no, I've got. How many have I got? I've got
Your
more than that. I'm
maths
doing
not very
myself
good,
down.
are they? 8.
Hang on, mission controller talking to me. How many have I got, Sam?
Mission control. Could you
got 8
bring in
points.
an abacus for Dave, please?
I've got 5. Batch
Millman's
has
got
3.
6 points.
6.
How have you managed to get 6
Oh,
points?
he was third actually in Ergamine, to be
you-
fair. I did forget about him.
And you put
Apologies.
Overdota up as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
You blackguard. Ooh, I've got all of a sudden we're not quite fugitive and Ilverdotto. Right, the bet's
we're all
on.
going
What does it
Epatante.
pay? This is the exact
We
of
don't
course
know
that's going
because
on.
it depends
All
on
right,
what happens, don't
all right,
it?
I like
It's a
Galise
full
Mikalo.
cast. Yeah,
Everyone's with Epatante here, aren't they? Let's
Well,
face
it's
it. Is
not-
anyone brave enough to lay it out there? I don't know. Look, we've seen an Ergamine beaten, so never be afraid of pressing it out. If Mark Orosky was with us,
This is going to be like a schooling morning for
I can
Epatante,
tell you something
surely.
interesting. I do know that Brian Ellison Yard think that Salsada, who's out the back at the moment, they've just jumped off in first time cheaply. They think she'll run well today.
Well, they're riding her to get third and a bit of black
Ooh,
type.
Peltwell wasn't great there out the back. Neil Mulholland's outside of the race. What's this for? The King Yard, of course. Finest View. Oh, it's Andrew Martin now. Been switched to Andrew Martin. That really caught me out with James Martin in the plate. And Ergamine settles very nicely in fourth behind Galise
In
Mikalo.
Ergamine?
Oh, sorry, what did I say? Epatante.
He's popped
Tom
out.
Belly, Tom Belliman.
I've had Edwardstone, I've had an Ergamine, and now I've got Epatante. Honestly. Lots of ease. Right, Epatante then on the inside. Got it right there. She's a little bit fresh, but this is Constitution Hill form, isn't it? She's just going to... Okay, Aline comes in and says, Usain Bolt can carry a fridge on his back and still beat G-Rod. Make it 5 fridges, Aline, I think.
Is that the fridge from the
Did you
American
ever
football
used to
player?
sprint? I mean, did you ever
William
do a bit of
Berry.
track and field?
Yeah, not very fast, yeah, but I did sprint when I was a boy. You know, we used to have school sports day. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they were great, weren't they?
Yeah.
Even I was pretty good
Yeah,
at the 100.
I
believe
always
it or
used
not.
to finish
Oh,
last.
not too bad.
These two, imagine these two sprinting.
Let's get it on.
I don't know.
Let's have a G-Rod and an Orton sprint.
They do on the school sports days now. They do have a dad's race,
You don't-
and every now and again I do get involved in
It's
the dad's
embarrassing
race.
now, the dad's
But
race,
there's
isn't it?
always
20
like
years
a-
ago, I'd have been good at it.
There's
But
always a dad who's there.
I'll
who's
tell you
like
what, we
ripped.
wouldn't be running
And he
as
has the
fast as
Leica
Galise
on.
Mikalo.
Yeah,
Galise
yeah.
Mikalo's gone off here pretty quick, guys. And she's around about 4 lengths clear. Now, I'm quite happy with that because she's a front runner. She sluiced up last time. They've even stuck the tongue tie on today. This is, of course,
Oh,
where
is
it
this for
really
your
matters
forecast,
with her.
isn't it? Yeah.
This is the forecast, the team forecast. Martello Sky.
Well, you didn't give much
first time
choice
cheap
to us,
pieces
actually,
Martello.
really.
Is this a bit harsh, the cheap pieces on Martello Sky? I mean, if you're going to use them, I mean, well, okay, fair enough. I don't think there's much wrong
3
with her
seconds
attitude.
in a row, potentially.
I like her though. She's a man that's done me a lot of favours down the line. She's got how many wins has she got to her name? Let's have a little look. Brian Hughes on today, of course, for Lisa. She's an 8-time winner. She's won half of her starts. You know, but of course she's got Epatante here. So
It's going
I'll side her out
too
the back
fast,
then.
Jules.
Well, I'm
according to
hoping that she
the
takes a lot of
sectionals.
horses out of the comfort zone. I've heard a lot said about the Town Moor Batch. Did you ride there much?
Yeah, I had a few winners around there.
Is it
yeah.
a punishing home straight?
It's a long home straight.
It's a long home straight,
I know,
yeah.
but is it tough?
It's no, not if you.
It's flat,
I think
isn't
you can. Sometimes you can get drawn in when you come around this bend. There's
Yeah.
sort of like another.
This
You
bend
come
here
around
we're
this bend
watching.
and it continues longer.
Three
than
out.
You can get racing far too early, and that's where the trouble starts if you get racing too early.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, at the moment, Galise Mikalo absolutely loving life. And what I like about these free goes, James, is they don't get taken on. If they get taken on the free goes, they tend to use up too much petrol. Now, Epatante, of course, the last time she was on a flat track,
So out the
going
back,
this way
off the
round, she
bridle,
found Constitution Hill.
Salsaditos.
So at the moment, who do you think is going to finish second to Epatante, and assuming she is going to get to the front?
I think Martello Sky.
Oh, I don't know, I'm quite happy with my
The one in
forecast
front
here.
might have done a bit.
Peltwell cries enough now. We must be in the home straight now,
Yeah,
aren't we?
we
There
are.
we go, there's the camera. So at the moment, coming to the second last, it is pretty much as you were with Galise Mikalo. Martello Sky now having a go, though. This is a lot of people's idea of the second. Epatante, though, on the inside, nice and easy. Nico de Boinville, he thinks he's on Constitution Hill here, lads. And look at Salsada running really, really well. But at the
trickier,
moment,
perhaps.
Galise Mikalo then is looking like she might just finish there. Go on, pop this up. Oh, she stepped in it slightly, but she's still just about in front. Easy as you
trouble.
like then. Epatante breezes past. Galise Mikalo's
Oh,
been
Brian
look at
Allison's
Salsada. There was
probably
money for
called it
this, we were
right.
told, and she's running really, really
Yeah.
well. Oh, she's going to upset my forecast, I think, isn't she? Epatante, then nice and easy over the last. She's going to go to the champion hurdle, we think, with a 1 next to her name. As expected, if you're going to buy money, I suppose this was the horse to do it on today. Loads of multis. You can now look up and behind the sofa. They have collected. Salsada's
a good forecast,
absolutely beautiful. Mark Orosky phoned me up this morning and he said basically the GOAT, of course, out there. And he said, watch out for Salsada, a good run from that, the Ellison lot.
But they've
today.
rode that exactly just to what they've
Just to
done,
pick up the
finish
piece,
second.
unlike the third,
Yeah.
at the Williams source that I put up. She just did a bit too much, didn't she?
Shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be. I mean, it's
What
it's pointless. I mean, what is the point in that? What is the point in that? Anyone who's gone to Doncaster today,
They've seen a very nice horse.
Yeah, lovely horse.
They've seen a champion hurdle winner.
Yeah.
Strut her stuff. They've seen Constitution Hill
Don't see
form.
many of them on Telmore.
And a lot of people will just be like, look, she's brilliant. She's just going to win. Let's enjoy it. And she's just picked up 28 grand
shouldn't
as
be
well.
allowed.
I mean, people want to go there. They're going to see Epperton. If they go there in September, they're going to see the legend, which is Mattie Batchelor.
Are you doing it?
I've had the phone call from
Are
Legend.
you going
He's
to
on
do the Legends
phone.
race? Do it. Posty did it, you know. Should have won it.
Oh,
Should
yeah,
have
they
won
were
it. He
short.
had a shocker
They
in
were
it.
short that year, I think.
He's jockey
He keeps
bashing
having a pop at
one of
me.
his colleagues as well.
Well, it's easy to bash Posty. Posty thought he was going to win it. You
Who was
watched that
Posty
back
riding
there.
for?
So now, because it's on the rules, of course, form book race now, isn't it? A Legends race. Anyway, we've just seen a Legend strut her stuff at Donny. Epperton goes and wins. Easy as you like. Salsada, we gave her a good mention before. She'll go and win in a mare's race whenever what you would consider to be a cheap mare is not in the race.
Well, this is not. It should not be allowed. It is ruining the sport. It is killing.
Ruining
It
the
is
sport.
killing the sport. This stuff, this uncompetitive, dull, boring racing is killing jump racing,
Well,
and
Constitution
nobody
Hill,
seems to be
Donny
able to
goes out.
see it. I mean, who wants to watch that? I don't.
Do you think they'll be tempted? And is she even in the mares? She probably isn't, is
You
she?
know, Mickey forgot to enter.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
So she will be supplemented
Oh, she's bound to be
with
supplemented,
today's
isn't she?
prize
Of
money.
course
So that's
I
why
forgot
she had to
about
run G-Rod, because she's got to pay for the entry.
Yeah, well, they've just got that, haven't they? Well, actually, Nicky said, didn't he? This will be my money, by the way. It was my error for JP. And trust me, it'll
Would you go for
probably
the
be case.
noise?
But they know she's not going to be
She does stay. What
She's
you
not going to be.
You're going to finish second in the champion hurdle, maybe even third or fourth. So she's a lovely mare, though. She is
Yeah.
back to her best. I think we can say that. A lot of
I
people
would
were
go
saying,
mares, to be honest.
Yeah.
if you were trying to knock holes in Constitution Hill, some people were saying Epperton was out on her feet turning in at Kempton, whereas Aidan Coleman's been getting off every single time and going, I'm telling you, she is back at her
Yeah,
best.
he said that at Newcastle.
He
didn't
did,
in
in
particular.
both runs. So if you think that is the case, what a monster Constitution Hill is. I mean,
Yeah.
we know it every time.
I think she has been probably back to close to her best, but when she was at her best, she was in quite a weak champion hurdle.
That's the
wasn't she?
question mark.
Yeah,
Honeysuckle,
she
isn't
won
it?
Yeah.
She's got beat on her return, but how much below form actually was she?
Yeah, I don't think she was
Yeah.
that far below
Exactly.
form at all. She's just a much better, much stronger race.
Well, I'm thrilled to say that my nap has gone in. All right, that was Il Radoto.
What, that
a lot
was
of people's,
Epperton? Oh,
a lot of
sorry.
people's nap. Well, that was Batches,
Self-praise
I think.
is
A lot
no
of-
praise, David.
A lot
Orton.
of look, as I've said to you before, you're not blowing my trumpet. I'll do that one for myself. Thank you very much. And there's the champion hurdle market then on the left. 4's on Constitution Hill. I guess the game we could play now is what price does he go off in the champion hurdle? We heard some bookies saying to us 8's on before. Barry, of course, came on a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? No, that can't possibly be the case. But I don't know. Honeysuckle, we're going to see her, aren't we, next weekend?
I didn't think he was as good at Kempton Constitution. Now I know that it was very difficult for him to follow up the amazing
He's gonna
performance
get a
that he
bit
put in
bored,
at
isn't he?
Newcastle, but I didn't think he was quite as good.
2 out, he had a
at
little look at,
Kempton.
didn't he? He wasn't his usual brilliant
And
self over
that
the
would be
second
my
last.
only worry about him in the back of my mind is that have we already seen the best of him? Because he's so amazingly good.
Well, figures back you up because he was £1 below according to our Racing Post ratings, wasn't he? But still, it's nothing's getting near
I think
him,
we've
are
had this discussion before, but is he like a Michael Owen or a Wayne Rooney type, like a football player who reached their peak really early in their career? Is Constitution Hill a horse who's reached his peak really early in his career and maybe is already not going to go on and be as good as we hope he's going to be? That's the question mark, the only question mark you can have over him.
I still don't think I don't think he has to be at his peak to beat them anyway.
They might
I
never need to reproduce a
I
Supreme.
don't think he. I think
keep
he's
on
just
winning.
an absolute machine.
Yeah, because you love Jambon, don't you?
Chambon.
Matty loves a bit of Jambon, and we know probably, he's going to take a lot of beating in the arc. But look, we've got Dublin coming up, of course, next weekend, weather allowing. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Saturday and Sunday, we will be with you for that, both days, covering all the action. They've got great card up at Musselburgh, some trials there as well. Okay, so just before we move on, top 1, 2, 3 in the champion hurdle. There's the market on the screen. 1, 2, 3 in the champion hurdle.
Constitution Hill,
I mean, 2 of them aren't going to run, are they? I mean, Bobbling
Honeysuckle, Vauban.
and Vauban.
Yes.
Ooh, you don't like State Man?
No, I think Vauban. I think that was a great run.
Your pronunciations are brilliant.
I'm only doing it on
Vauban.
purpose because
Whoever Vauban is, good luck
Vauban.
finding that in the anti-post market. James?
Constitution Hill, Bob Ollinger.
Ooh,
2 mile, isn't he, Bob?
Are you trolling G-Rod here?
Bob's into over
That
2
is
mile.
a big troll of you there. Did you hear that?
Bob Ollinger.
Constitution Hill to beat Bob Ollinger, who of course reverts tomorrow, doesn't he? Good to see Bob back strutting
Back
his
down to
stuff.
2. Well, I'll see how Bob gets on
And
tomorrow.
Sharjah, who of course has placed in 2 champion hurdles.
Charger.
Yeah. There you
Not,
go.
not filling the places at 33s?
No way. I mean, there's only going to be 3 horses that can finish in the first 3 in that race, and they're the first 4 in the market.
Well, I don't think Honeysuckle will run.
Honeysuckle won't.
I think she'll run.
I don't reckon she will.
I am actually going to back her next weekend. I think she'll beat. I think she might beat State Man. And
She should be in the mares, really. But there we go.
She should be in the mares.
Look, that is a proper Willie Mullins hat on there. Let's go to the race we can win. But I don't know. Tom Siegel in his price-wise anti-post pick did say the one horse that can beat Constitution, the only horse that can beat Constitution Hill is Honeysuckle, of course.
Yeah,
and that form that we
the-
saw on her returns in the Hatton's got a nice boost. Classical Dream, when he's fresh, is mustard. He's one of the best stayers around, without question. And
Yeah.
Tahupu in the week, wow.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The Stayers Hurdle desperately needed a start, and hopefully we've got one.
But I
You
mean-
liked him for the champion hurdle last year, didn't you?
Tom Siegel's argument with Honeysuckle is that she's the only horse who can beat him, but you can make the same argument with Honeysuckle that everyone just made with Energumin, is that really, the first time she met a really good horse, Classical Dream, and Tahupu, she got beat.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. I think she travelled very well turning in and back to 2 miles, stiff turn, 2 miles, that's great. Anyway, let's move on because we've got another race coming up. Look, it's nap time for James Millman coming up. Yes, Protector at James' best bet of the day. He flew with the naps, would you believe it, when we last had him on in 2022. Can he kick off the new year in style? Let us know what you think about that. We'll get the panel picks as well and put a team bet on for you, of course, with our app as well. But just a reminder, we've got Dublin, of course, coming up. We're going Dublin heavy here in the studio. Don't you worry about that. On Friday morning, what a shout. I will be here. You going to join me for that?
No.
Okay, great. That's going to be a better show then. Okay, we've got In the Know on Friday night. Okay, we've got Racing Post Live, of course, both days. And Good Morning Dublin, 8:30 to 9:30 from Dublin. Paul Keeley going over to join Dave Jennings and a great crew over there. Do not miss it. Live from Leopardstown as well. Everything you need here for Dublin next week. Join us in the studio. Do not miss it. You can get us on our YouTube channels, of course. You'll see it all over the Racing Post website and indeed Twitter. Hashtag whatever show you want to look for, basically. All right, okay, there's a lot of them. Can I give you a trophy update as well? Mission Control have come through.
Oh, I wonder why he wants to do this.
Oh, can I give you a trophy?
There's no change, is there, David?
And it's it's lucky for some. 13. I used to live at number 13, moved house now. My wife's birthday is number 13, and I am on 13 points. All right. Batch is following. Not following me. And Millman's crept up to 11 points. Batch is in third points with 8 points in third. And Rodway, the Racing Post #1 tipster. Oh, by the way, just before we move on, how are you getting on today? Punter versus pro. Can you get it up on the website?
Yeah, should we have a quick look at the app?
Go on then.
Oh, God.
So, so you can see
I've
the app.
been loving this.
We've already been updated. Edges out the Edwardstone in a Clarence House thriller. But if we scroll down...
Let's see if the news desk are being kind to you and hiding it right down the bottom.
yeah,
There we
they
go.
are hiding it. Punter versus pro. Can G-Rod
love
hit
this.
back against the punters? Now, this isn't the only tipping competition that's going on right now, of course, the one that's involved here.
Fair play to you, G-Rod. I've been loving watching this.
Every week, a punter is chosen at random to take on the Racing Post #1 tipster. The problem is that
Have you won any of them yet?
they're beating me at the moment. So this week we've got Dave Goodman. He's a property developer, and he definitely is a jumps man. Flat races are over and done too quick with Millman.
Strong name.
Dave Goodman, yeah. So we're looking at picks. I mean, the first one was simply bets. We both fell. So this is going to be a crucial race in the punter versus the pro, because it's a head-to-head between Dave, who's on Noble Yates, and I'm on the favourite here, Protector.
Nice right up, Dave, as well. Like that, strong.
Looks good, doesn't it? So, yeah, but we've got 6 races on the day. So we've got Protector at Noble Yates, and then the 240 at Doncaster. We're both on Paisley Park later. D Machine and Windsor Avenue, and then in the last, that could be crucial later on. We'll keep updating this as we go, shall we? We've got Rock My Way against somebody second in the last. Now, I believe the score at the moment is on here somewhere.
What, the overall score since you started this? I'm looking forward to this even more.
Yeah, the format is simple. I think it's like 7-5. There it is. The score so far is 7-5 to the punters. Now, I've got to put in some mitigating circumstances here. There's been some ridiculous...
Brexit?
There have been some ridiculously bad luck along the way here with some very big price seconds and thirds. I keep hitting the bar here, and I keep telling everyone, don't worry, class will out in the end. So let's hope that today the pro comes home in front.
Look at Devo as well. Your best pal. Look, Devo, core, proper app this. Absolutely, Devo. We will send you some money for that one. Astro Diamond, I think, has won the feature race at Fairy House. We can just see another one for Willie Mullins. Danny Mullins having a good run at things at the moment as well. But we must now concentrate on the Cotswold Chase. 4 previous winners this race have gone on to success in the Gold Cup. Can you name them?
Seymour Business, Looks Like Trouble.
Ooh. Keep going.
There's another one.
Keep going.
Imperial Commander?
Called Ground? No.
Imperial Command, that's a good shout.
That's it. I'm coming. Yeah, anyway, I've gone quiet because I'm trying to find this. 4 Greys have won, by the way. Can you name them?
One Man.
Yeah.
Teton Mill.
Smad Place, Neptune Calange and Grey Abbey.
Grey
There
Abbey.
you go. Yeah, no, it's been a good race down the years.
Many Clouds was a multiple winner. This a beautifully ill-fated Many Clouds. That was one of the tussles for the ages. That one, one of the hardest races you'd ever seen.
Master
I think
Oates.
this was great.
Master Oates won this in the Gold Cup, so there's one more.
Bailey.
Master Oates, Looks Like Trouble, Seymour Business. Who's the other one?
Was it Imperial Commander? I don't think it was. We're hearing a mission controller suggesting it might be Imperial Commander.
Well, let
Mind
the
you, it's the junior one amongst them, so it's
let
probably
the
wrong.
I'm sure the viewers can come in. Whoever comes in first then gets to go to top of the tipster table. And let's just
Oh, it's a really tough one, actually.
who was the
Right,
who
how
was
long
the other
ago?
horse who
How
won
long
the
ago?
Gold Cup?
You've got them all wrong. Native River was one. Mission Control just shot that in. Yeah. Who's the only horse to win a champion out on the Gold Cup?
The only horse, Dawn Run.
Dawn Run was one of them. And Little Owl.
Wow.
In
Jim
1981.
Jim Wilson.
Before, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Trained by Peter Easterby. So look, we can see it here in this race. Protector at 3rd last year. G-Rod likes him. James likes him. Give us the case.
I just think he's come back in even better horse this time around. Cracking end to last season, that 3rd in the Gold Cup behind the 2 leading Irish principals. Good run at Haydock. I know Appetard never went a yard, but he'd been primed for that race. He looked as good as ever. Noble Yates, I thought Aintree was hard work. He won at Wexford before that, pulled up at Auteuil. Is he a 167 horse? I'm
Deep
not
intake
sure.
of breath from Dave Orton there.
Not sure he is. Ahoy Senor has got to bounce back. Keep saying that every time. Sounds Russian might be the one to get a place.
Ooh, interesting.
But I'm pretty
What, you
strong
think
on
you can
Protector
reverse that Aintree form with?
I think he's improved with
Noble
each
Yates.
start. I say I'm not a massive Noble Yates fan, and the market really isn't that strong on him. He's 11-4. Noble Yates. He is quite weak, and that's not a great sign for
Every time we look at
him.
him at Mullins, we look next at the market, don't we? I mean, but this is I think this is beyond any coups or anything like that, but he's right and stuff. They talk about him of course, going back to the Grand National, no matter what happens, Noble Yates. But he did look extremely impressive to my eye at Aintree when he looked a little bit beat turning in, and then the turbo. I mean, if you
But
you
he's
know
never
if
really
you
looked like
believe
he's
in
gonna get beat.
but if you believe in splits, if you watch sectionals and jump racing, I know it's a bit of a red herring sometimes, but he was so quick up to
I
the
like
last
him,
one
yeah.
running. So are we splitting again?
Yeah, I like him, yeah,
Yes.
definitely, yeah.
Oh, it's a toss-up then for the team bet. We might. Look, it's a tricky one, isn't it? How do we play this race? There's a lot of love for Dusart, by the way, in the 3-place markets when people were putting that out there. Sounds Russian. I'm surprised that he's so much shorter than Dusart.
Well,
I
he
know
did
Dusart
beat-
was beaten on his return, but
Do start beat Sounds Russian there.
giving him £2, and he beat him with a little bit in hand, I think, as well. I would have, if there was a match bet out there, I would have him. I think I'll probably have him finishing 3rd here, Dusart. We know that there's some pace in the race. Frodon, the little bullet, of course, he was supposed to run at Taunton. That was off. He comes here. Bryony Frost, of course, when she won at Doncaster, I think, in the week, wasn't it? She said he's absolute rocketing at the moment. She probably always says that about him. But Paul Nicholls, of course, he's the winning most trainer of this race. He's going to put the pace to the race. Ahoy Senor, that's probably the problem for him, is it, getting taken on?
Yeah, if he shows any of his old form, he's got to be there or thereabouts. But unfortunately, he hasn't shown that for Got a bit to prove to me.
It's been a very poignant success, of course, formerly owned by
Yes.
Lucinda's
How
father, who sadly
should we
passed away
play
in the
this
week.
one then, Dave? Well, what are we
it's
saying?
our choice there, I
Protectorate?
So you've napped him,
What
so
are
I'm
you
going to
on?
give you this
What
one.
are you on? Are you on Noble Yates?
I'm going to give
You're
Noble
on
Yates a
Noble
job. I'm
Yates.
going to pull you up on this in a minute, by the
Right,
way.
okay, well, we're going to back Protectorate then because
You're in control of it.
I'm in control. And we'll have 20 on Protectorate. We'll just go for the straight win,
Straight
shall we?
win. No each
Nice
way
and
like
simple.
the Orton
No
does.
each way, 11
Batch,
to 8.
you could, of course, back
He'd
in
back it
yourself
each
now,
way, of course.
legitimately,
Yes.
all right? So get on there.
So we'll
yeah,
place
yeah.
that. It's
Novice that you are.
£47.50 if it comes in, which I hope it will, and that will be more money towards Batch's hip, thanks to the Injured Jockeys Fund. Fingers crossed. Now, I just want to run through my reasoning here because, of course, Noble Yates is number 2 on the power
And
ranking.
after he won at Aintree, you said it was the best form leading up to Christmas.
I still
And you
think-
also said he'd win the Gold Cup.
I still think that is true, but I have a feeling here that he is not going to be fully wound up for this race. I have a feeling that they're going to leave something to work on here, and he will improve for the run. I think Protectorate's likely to be straighter than him. Protectorate has, of course, got lots of form at Cheltenham as well, whereas Noble Yates' best form is all at Aintree.
He's had, well, of course, he ran in the Ultimate, didn't he, Noble Yates? It was the first one in these colours for the Whaley Cohens, and a lot of people thought, no, 20 lengths beaten by Corrick Rambler, of course, in that. £10 below his mark, pretty much, and then, of course, he comes up at 50 to 1, first time cheap pieces. We haven't seen those cheap pieces since Aintree, of course.
I'm going to go out on the limb, though. I'm going to say that this year, this race, we're going to see the Gold Cup winner.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, limit up and back it up.
It is either going to be Protectorate or Noble Yates.
Keels is coming back round to Protectorate, you know, for the Gold Cup. He napped him in the race last year and he came third. And you've got Appley Tide, who's got loads to prove. Manella Indo, okay, came back really well, beat Statler. You can see him in the
17
places
lengths. Fair way.
They're training him differently, though, this year, aren't they, of course? He
What's
started
it?
off in the
It's
Paddy
an
Power Gold Cup last year.
furlong than today.
They're off and running, guys, so we're going to find out. Will we see the Gold Cup winner in this? Let's get some in-running socials coming along. How are you feeling? Because at the moment, Frodon getting taken on, unsurprisingly, by Hoyson Yu, who comes up really well over that. Big and bold he is. He's got a tendency to jump out slightly back, hasn't he, to his right.
Yeah, some horses do it. It's a case of sometimes they're putting themselves right, but that's what he does.
You remember he made a horrendous mistake, didn't he? Was it 4 out in last year's Brown Advisory, and he got himself right in
finished
trouble.
second to Long Press,
and then he rattled home up the hill. To
Well, they're
finish second
making
to
it a
Long
proper
Press.
test. And one thing that we've been
Hoyson
hearing
Yu.
from connections since he's been being beat this season, Hoyson Yu, they're desperate for an easy lead. James, they've gone out and got it.
Well, he's stolen it off road and Bryony's accepted it. Protectorate's a little bit keen early doors for me.
Oh, okay, this is, don't want to put them. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? The judges that I work with, that once they see a race and they've got a nap on, they're like, I'm not sure where he's going.
I'm not going to go
It's
saying
not
he's in the
quite
wrong
El
tactics,
Redondo, yeah,
like
all right.
the man next to me did on the back of his winning nap.
Are we surprised that Noble Yates sees them all in, guys?
No, because I
slow.
think that this is going to be a prep run for him, and they're going to bring him through the field nicely, and they'll put him spot on to win the Gold Cup.
I kind of forgot that he wore cheap pieces in the Grand National, you know, when I was looking at his form just then on the app. And I don't know, that batch last time, he hit that flat spot and then finished off again. You can sort of see, he obviously has got the odd quirk, hasn't he?
Yeah, I say they might just be leaving them off to maybe save them for the Gold Cup, just to possibly. But
Would you be surprised at all if Noble Yates got beaten in this and then went and won a Gold
I
Cup?
think that's what's going to
It's
happen.
Emmett, isn't it?
That's probably what's going to happen, isn't it?
I don't know, it's fascinating.
I
Now,
think it's good enough to win this without cheek
the
pieces.
thing to say here, guys, is Frodon has got the lead back.
Yeah,
off-
Ahoy Senor, I don't know if he's
Is he
just
jumping a
given-
bit slow and a bit big?
Well, yeah, he's been like that
He's
all
given
year.
a lot of room. There's a lot of airtime.
He's an Aintree horse, isn't he, as Hoyson Yu? Do you not think?
Yeah, I agree with him.
He's
better
probably
on a
he's
flat
brilliant
track
at
than-
Aintree, I think we
Yeah.
could say that. But he
Brilliant.
has
I don't
finished
agree
second
with much things
in
you
the
say,
Brown
G-Rod,
Advisory.
but I agree with that.
There we go, all right. Sounds Russian then.
Thank you.
Hoyson Yu and Noble Yates' old rival sees them in third, and Protectorate then on the inside. I think he's settled fine. Dusart out the back at the moment. He looked like he might go forward. James Bowen on him slightly, but he's now taking him to the back.
He's
Frodon
quite
then
keen,
opens
isn't he,
up.
James?
The hands aren't- the
getting
hands aren't on the withers,
No, the
that's for
hands
sure.
are up a bit there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, a
okay.
bit like a Nogan mean.
All right, Batch, I want you to go and Protectorate Cam, please, if you don't
Okay.
mind. Just keep your eyes on him. If you see any signals, put your hand up, make your signals. Soccer Saturday light, let's have it from you. Right. All right, then, we're coming into the home straight soon for the first time, and it's Frodon and Bryony. This is how they won the King George, wasn't it? This will be 3 out next time around. Really tricky fence, all over it. Fine, the old pros that they are. G-Rod, if you had to change allegiances now, would you?
No, I'm a little bit worried about Frodon because we've
Yeah,
seen
she's
this
getting away
movie
again, hasn't she,
before,
Bryony?
haven't we? As Bruce would say, we've seen this before. She
We've
gets
seen
out in
this
front,
movie
gets
before,
away,
the
and,
famous Millington line.
but it's great to see these really developed professional chasers, how good they are over their fences.
Oh, marvellous.
They're so good at
This will be 2 out next time around then, guys. And Frodon comes to it around about 4 lengths clear of Ahoy Signor. Again, he's got that awkward way of running. Now Protector has really lit up on the inside. Sharing
He's been lit up for a while, Dave.
Oh, no, I think this is worse, isn't it? You'd be going, this is almost like you took keen hold if you were doing the close-up. This is almost like pulled hard now.
Would you jockeys not be tempted to just say, right, let's just let him go here?
I'd be tempted, yeah. If not happy with the pace, I tried to get him in front and maybe just.
Ronnie's slowed it right
set him a little bit.
He's riding a canny race here, Brian. As we go past the stands, then another bumper crowd at Cheltenham. Gold Cup Day sold out. That's the thing to say. Again, like I say, no, it's just Cheltenham, isn't it? People have been saving up all year. Great to see that that's going to be another hell of a day then. On the far, what is it? It could be the 14th, isn't it? I think it is. So what'll it be? 18th of March. Oh yeah, Dave Lowe's birthday in Mission Control. All right then. Sounds Russian then. Warming up a little bit. Sean Quinlan, a jockey that's been on my radar as having a really good season. Dusart. Oh, first semblance of an error then comes from Dusart out the back. In running social. Al Parks down under says Protector at first. And looking at Frodon, he thinks he'll sneak in for second. Who's backing that one up?
I think Frodon's had the run of the race for sure.
This is what Frodon does though, isn't he? He just loves it. Dusart's lost the plot.
Is Harry doing the right thing here, going up on the outside of Ahoy Signor? You never know what Ahoy Signor's going to do. He does jump to his right, Ahoy Signor. He goes.
Devo comes in and says Boatsart. What is that? Oh, right, Dusart. Boatsart. Harsh, Devo. Harsh. I bet you'll see him in the Ultima coming up now after this, won't he? Sounds Russian then. Finally, someone putting it up to
Noble Yates finding it a bit tough. He's just come off the bridle there, Noble Yates.
You're sensing it, are you?
I'm sensing that this
he
might
has.
be
He's
an
running
end of the
around
run.
now. He's going to spike then again. I don't know. He's not running off the bridle. Come on and wing this one, Noble Yates. Oh, he's a bit tight in there, but he's fine. He's such a talented
Come
horse.
on, when you going to let
James,
this
you've
go?
got to be confident now, aren't you?
I don't know what he's going to find at the hill.
Are we going to the fourth last
He's been
here?
keen for 2 miles now.
I think we're coming to the fourth last, aren't we? And then we reverse the camera.
Ruth's got
Here we
Wish,
go.
sounds
4 out
Russian.
then, and Frodon not great. It sounds Russian. Absolutely flew that. Ruth Jefferson and the team will start to get excited.
This stays really well,
He's a
doesn't he?
strong stayer. And Noble Yates beating fair and square at Aintree. Noble Yates, does he like Cheltenham is the question we'll be asking after this. He's just got a little bit lost. I don't think he's out of this, by the way. Neither is Ahoy Signor. Oh, that was 4 out.
Bad
My
mistake
lord.
by the leader.
Sounds Russian. Very clever recovery there.
Come on, let the handbrake off.
All of a sudden, Protector at now. Look at him. Look between the legs with Sounds Russian. Noble Yates looks absolutely out on his feet, doesn't he? He's really struggling to pick up.
Protector at.
Look at Protector at. Nice and easy this. Could we yet see a
nice
throw?
and easy. I don't think
BD
it'll
thrown
be
here.
nice
Sounds
and
Russian
easy.
again, just a little bit close there. Bryony now all of a sudden accepting that she's going to get
Come
third
on,
at
Harry.
best on Frodon. Now, Harry, how much has this early exuberance
we're gonna
got?
find out
And Noble
now.
Yates is finding a second leg. Surely too late for Noble Yates.
He's running on, Noble
He
Yates.
is. Sean Bowen
He's
as well in
running
the
on.
plate. He will not give up. It sounds Russian.
Protector
4
at
legs clear.
feet.
Protector looks in trouble. Ahoy Signor now the biggest danger.
Signor's flying.
That early exuberance has cost. Look at Noble Yates.
Come on,
Absolutely
Noble Yates.
flying. Go on up there,
Come on,
Sean.
Noble Yates.
Come on, Noble Yates. Let's see what we got here. But sounds Russian at the moment for the upset. Ahoy Signor coming
Signor's
back.
coming
Could
back.
this yet be the poignant success? Your headlines will be written. The Brown Advisory second. Sad week it was for Lucinda Russell. This will be a fillip, and he's going to come up first. 2 strong stairs. Oh, and he's in the tie there.
last.
Another chance there for Noble Yates, who's going to finish third. Protector at the bubbles burst.
This is a
What a finish this is
cracking
having
race.
at Cheltenham today. Noble Yates is flying up the hill.
Ahoy
But
Signor's
Ahoy
gonna
Signor will
outstay him.
outstay. Sounds Russian. Looking at Noble Yates all the time. He lost it 3 out, didn't he? My goodness, the Grand National winners run a good trial for the
Great
Gold Cup
result,
there.
that. Great
There
result.
we go. Ahoy Signor then. Was that 4th time lucky on the season rim? A lot of people said he was gone. He went out to get the lead. He had to accept it. Poignant, sad success, of course, for the Russell team. Of course, Pete Schooner all that lot up there because Lucinda's dad sadly passed away at a ripe old age. He would have absolutely loved this. And Ahoy Signor, your headlines will be there, and we'll give them to you on the app as soon as they come in. G-Rod.
I think that the best horses have finished 3rd and 4th. Noble Yates has run a storming Gold Cup trial.
Does he
He's
like
too slow.
Cheltenham?
He's too slow for Gold
think?
Cup.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I don't think he was ready there. I think that he was probably about
Pieces
70,
back on.
80%
Pieces
there.
back on could be
Once
the
those
difference.
cheek pieces get back on, you'll see a
tell
difference.
you what, it
But
was-
take nothing away from Ahoy Signor. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
magnificent result.
He's got the forms there to be
well, exactly.
he's got class form.
I mean,
so
I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, as Dave would say, but I think that Aintree form that we were talking about earlier, in which Noble Yates beat Sounds Russian and Ahoy
It's
Signor,
very strong, isn't
now
it?
looks even better than it was at the time, and I'm absolutely convinced that Noble Yates will reverse the form of those two in the Gold Cup.
You're deflated. The nap's down.
He pulled.
We called it early doors.
Yeah, yeah.
He was keen for 2 mile. and he just didn't find, when Harry asked him to go, just too fresh perhaps for today.
He was finishing though, James. Like if you
they
watch
were
the
walking.
replay and watch him come up the hill, he does finish off quite well. I just wonder again.
Protectorate.
Yeah, I just wonder again if we're going to see a different horse in the Gold Cup.
I think
I know what you
that's
mean.
going to be
Didn't fall out the telly,
that's
did
their
he?
aim. It's not, today wasn't their aim, but
You know, there'd be a bigger field in the Gold Cup, stronger pace,
Be a
maybe.
stronger pace. That was Bryony's mucked around with the pace.
Yeah.
Gone
And-
off in front, steadied it up, and
Can we get the Gold Cup market up on the app? Is what the guys are
I'll
asking.
do my
There's your
best.
result then. Something of a shock. I don't know. Was it in the Cotswold Chase? Was Protectorate too
Really?
short in hindsight? I don't know. I mean, some bubbles have seriously been burst at Cheltenham today. First in Ergamine. Now Protectorate, one of the shorties beaten as well. Sounds Russian. What a race he has
they've ridden
run.
him forcefully to not get out sprinted, but that mistake 3 out of 4 out where he absolutely ploughed through it.
Yeah, he done really well to recover there, Sean.
That was
Quinlan,
a
didn't he?
momentum killer. So
Yeah, there's the
he's
app,
run
look.
well.
We've
But
got all the big
look
race-
at
oh,
Rodway.
there's your markets, you
Noble
can get all the
Yates
cards
shouldn't
at
be
the
off the
moment.
bridle at top of the hill like that. If he's
There's
going to win a
still
Gold
debating
Cup,
it in here.
you can't do that.
Yeah, look, it's gone. It's beat.
We're talking about for March.
The trophy's not going your way. Just let it go.
Where did you
All
finish
right.
anyway? Third.
Let's
You
get
got
the app
one-
back
you got
up,
one-
G.
you got
How we
1
doing?
point. That's all you got.
Here it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
then. Galloping Deschamps.
Oh, sorry, I've pressed
Careful
something.
there. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
Galloping Deschamps is short price favourite. I think he's 13 to 8,
I think
isn't
he
he?
shortens actually on the back of them disappointing. Both Protectorate and Noble Yates.
We're getting some socials coming in thick and fast after that race, and a lot of people saying just Galloping just absolutely hoses
Yeah.
up.
Galloping Deschamps, I've got it working now. Galloping Deschamps is 13 to 8 favourite, Plutard 8 to 1. I don't think these odds would probably have been updated, or have they? Hoist and you're 10 to 1 from 50s. Maybe that is right.
Yeah, that's definitely been updated. Of course it has. This
Noble
is the best
Yates
racing app out there, man.
Noble Yates out to 10 to 1. Sounds Russian 20 to 1 from 66s.
He's run well. I think Reef will go in Gold Cup rather than
Protector
Ultimate.
out at 25 to 1. That is a bit of an overreaction, is it not?
Hewitt sitting there as well. Did you see that he won the Naira Award?
Oh,
You
yeah,
see
over
over
in
the
the
States,
States.
and Shark went over and said, "It's the best day of my life."
Watch.
Lips started going, didn't it? It's brilliant.
I just watched
Absolutely
the,
fantastic.
The last half furlong of this race. I
I
was
know
quite
you're looking
impressed
for.
with the way that Protectorate comes home here. For a horse who was so keen, I thought he finished off the race quite well. I would have turned it off. That's nice of them, isn't it?
Tom Leach seems to think that I'm in a snot about that. I'm not at all. I'm not at all, Tom. I didn't back Protector. I was on Noble Yates, and I think
You got 1 point, I got 0 points.
I got a point. I got a point. That's
So-
what it's all about. I'm in 14
Hold on, did we
points
get
now.
no points again?
We got no points again, Rodway, yes.
Nil point. Of
Nil
course, if you're
point.
wondering what we're talking about, we're playing for the trophy, but it's not just that. We're building up to Gold Cup Day. Each tipster's going to get a point. We're going to get a board up with all the tipsters at the back and all that sort of thing. Maybe we'll get tipsters from the crowd as well. How are you enjoying the show so far? Let us know. Looks a bit different, doesn't it? The panel is, as ever, stellar. James Millman, Mattie Batch, and the Bear himself.
Did we see the Gold Cup winner in that race?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so?
Not the response you were hoping for there, was it?
I'm fairly certain we saw the Gold Cup winner in that race.
I think Noble Yates will run a blinding
I
race
think
in the
Noble
Gold
Yates
Cup.
is
I
gonna
think he'll
run
reverse form with those
big.
two in the Gold
Noble
Cup.
Yates is going to run big in the Gold Cup.
It's a, what, but look,
Do
a
you
word
remember
for
that run last year at Weatherby? Do you remember that one?
when he finished second
When
to
he
Hoyt
finished second to a Hoist and Yaw.
Yeah, with a lot under the
Very,
carriage.
very similar sort of run. You're going to see
I
a
love the
different
way that he
race.
came back into. I just something about Noble Yates. I just absolutely love. We all love a Grand National winner.
I'll tell you what,
Do
though.
you remember that 9th in the Ultima last year? Do you remember that run?
Yeah, but
Does he like Cheltenham guys?
no.
Would be the question on
What
the
the point
previews.
would be that they were obviously aiming him at the Grand National, weren't they? The Ultima was not the main aim. The main aim was the Grand National, and this is what Emmett Mullet does, isn't it? He targets these races, and he's only
Well, he was
really
14s
interested in
for
winning.
the Ultima and 50s for the National.
Yeah, well, nice if you had it. I mean, I should have backed him really, but anyway, what about Protectorate? Was that not a good trial?
Well, wasn't it good?
No.
The skirt ones aren't going to be
I
going home happy,
I
are
thought
they?
it was an excellent trial for the Gold Cup from Protectorate.
Are we just assuming that you don't have to have one next to your name going into a Gold Cup now? Is that what you're?
No, you don't have to have
Is
a
it all
one,
just
no,
turned
no.
on its head?
25 to 1.
I'd agree with him as an
25
overreaction.
to 1.
It shouldn't
What
be
trials are
25.
left? We've got the Irish Gold Cup coming up, haven't we? All right, okay. I think it's the Irish Gold Cup, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah. What's next week? Galloping's going to turn up
Galloping,
anyway
yeah.
against
Anyway,
Conflated.
what are we on here? In this
Doncaster.
race at Donny.
I like Adalco Bihu. I think Hermes Allen form. I really like the horse that was second to Hermes Allen as well in the Challo. We wear it well. Or she wears it well. We wear it well, isn't it? I spoke to Jamie Stone yesterday. I think that's got a cracking chance in the men's. He'll do for me. What about you guys? Anyone with the fav here? Looks a proper
No,
stare
I
at
think
you.
Millman and I are on the same
We
one.
agree, Twig.
We're not doing so well though.
When we agree, it goes all wrong.
Now, Ben Pauling has won this race before. Should we put that on as a team bet? Come on, let's get it
Yeah,
on.
should we do
Let's
twig?
go for the twig.
I'd say each way, though.
Something's got to snap at this point for you two. They need to branch out. Right, okay, what have we got?
6-1
Grand Soir's been very well back for John McConnell.
I was agreeing with you, Dave, but I need to get myself back in the running for the cup, so I'm going to go with Stay Away Bay.
Who looked out and
Nice
out
at Newbury, yeah.
You're just going for the favourite to get some points back.
Yeah, I want that cup.
The cup at the moment is in its
I'm out for a
rightful
ruby later. I want to fill that with champagne, Millman.
home. You can drink that now, of course, freely without worrying about it.
Pina colada.
This would be a very interesting horse. I think it's an Albert Bartlett trial. We'll give you quotes for that coming on after this. We've still got what? We've still got around about an hour left here, would you believe it, on Racing Post Live this afternoon. Thick and fast. We finished
we're
off
only
with
getting
Ballymore.
started yet.
We've got
Dave.
Paisley
All the
versus
big ones to
Dazzle
come
coming
yet.
up
Paisley, I
next.
forgot about Paisley. How
Haven't
can
the
you forget
finishes
about
at
Paisley?
Cheltenham been absolutely brilliant? I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing what Lucinda Russell says, of course, about Ahoy Senor, who will now surely go for the Gold Cup. And is he back? I mean, it's a brave effort. What an engine that horse has got. If he ever learned to behave on a racetrack, I think he would see them all off, wouldn't he? I'm sure.
And just say that the punter versus pro ended in another draw there with neither of us. So no winners yet.
You shouldn't really be celebrating the fact that you both got it wrong.
No. This
There's
is
a
a
long
win.
way to go yet.
There's a long way to
What we
go.
got in this? What we got in this,
Dave
Gerard?
Goodman is on Hidalgo Behui and I'm on Twig.
So the team bet next in this then is Twig for Ben Pauling, who's having a great season. Off they go. One's been almost left at the start. What on earth was that? Let's have a look down. Was that? Oh my goodness.
Number 4.
Number 4. On the outside, Marn's Glory for Charlie Hammond and Dr. Richard Nunes having a very quiet time of it this season. Maximilian then for the winners owners group on the inside. Stay Away Faye in midfield. Twig out the back as well. What have we got there? Rock On Cowboy, the other Ben Pauling horses there. Grand Soir, they're going a bit quicker than they normally do.
For 3 miles.
Yeah, they are. He's not used to this in Ireland because at the moment Sam Twiston Davies wants a bit of it up front with the Wounded Knee. Tom Midgley getting a good ride. Jamie Snowden's got Park this one in here. 2 from 3 so far for him this season. And they are right old trapping, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just all want to get their positions basically. Really good jump by the Wounded Knee. Love to know the story behind
He's
that.
getting
mate.
your positions and he's going too.
Hurricane Bay is in second as well for Lucy Wadham, a horse that can take it. They've gone clear now, basically, of Hidalgo Bihu, who won a point. I think he's been finding it too sharp so far under rules. I think we're going to see a really good performance. I'd like to see him settle perhaps a bit better. And of course, we've got the Irish John McConnell, who always seems to win some races when he comes over with his horses. He's in about 5th position as well. But Twig at the moment, James Millman.
Yeah, Bo's, I think, in a nice enough position. There's a few jockeys in here that normally claim they're not for a graded contest. Just slowing it up now. But yeah, they've gone hard enough for the first half a mile.
Yeah, I think the pace is doing us a favour here, James, on Twig, because he would have been quite keen. But,
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree there.
What's the case for Twig then? Why did we both like this at a price?
He got all the experience over fences. I thought he ran well at Cheltenham when Bo couldn't claim behind Shearer. And he's probably a bigger price because Bo's on board.
Yeah, but Bo can't claim here. That's the only worry. But
we've got, of course, the Cleeve is coming up after this, isn't it? And Paisley Park on the drift we're hearing as well. So we'll find out about that
I
after
had a
this.
feeling he might drift. I
Did
just
you?
thought he
Is
was
that because
too
you
short.
tipped him, having jumped off him at Kempton when I knew he'd win?
I just thought he was too short.
I'm
It was
looking forward
5
to
to
it.
4.
Yeah, when I saw that you tipped Paisley Park today, honestly, it lit me up on the
Well,
way.
I
It was
know
an
it
easy
did
journey.
Park.
Who did he
Around
tip at
Cheltenham.
Camden?
Oh, I think the second, which made it
Goshen.
even better.
You did do
Oh, my
Goshen.
gosh.
Yeah, he did. He went, oh my God, and he made a good race, didn't he? But all
ran
right,
well.
back to Donny we go then. The Wounded
Story
Knee
of
then.
my life, though.
Pulling the arms out of Tom Midgley at the moment up front.
Where's your one? Hidalgo
He's on the inside. Sammy Twist is on the inside.
Because you know Dave Goodman, he's on that as well, and he was also on Noble Yates. Is Dave Goodman like a pseudonym for you? Are you actually the punter coming in as a?
Dave Goodman. It would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? But no, I'm not. Dave is probably a bit more wealthy than me, being in
Grand
property.
Soir wins.
Let's get an in-running social. Andy Sim, great to have you back on, Andy. This is Grand Soir wins. Yeah, this is the thorough stayer we've been hearing about. Comes here on a roll, doesn't he? Having won his last 3. And Ben Harvey getting a good spin with John McConnell. Really good training, John McConnell, isn't he?
Yeah, big opportunity for Ben to get him back on his horse. Not claiming in a grade 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Another
All right,
bad mistake.
Maximilian, who had a really good start to the season, came unstuck in graded company last time. First time wind off, doesn't look like he's enjoying that. Stay Away Faye then, G. You like this one?
Going nicely.
Is that Matty's one?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's Matty's. Chris Giles' horse.
Yeah, and the G-Rod's twigs are a bit off a bridle at the
He
minute.
doesn't jump very well, Twig, which is, you know, he does touch a few tweaks.
He
on his way round.
The puns are all there, aren't they? Finding the birch and all that sort of thing. Oh, that was a better jump from Twig. What you on about?
He was all right there.
And Ben Pauling has got a good run in this, isn't he? Of course, Bo Morgan is on this. He'd be claiming normally as well, wouldn't he?
Bo Morgan.
Yes.
Is he
Lucas' brother, yeah. Ben Pauling won this with the Cobb in 2021.
That's
of course,
right.
Marlon Mission, who came good over fences last time out in 2022. The sort of McConnell Yard trying to go for a subsequent win in this. Now, something's making a move from the back here, guys. Is it the Pauling horse?
Sweet.
Is
An
this
early
the,
move, some of these, aren't they?
yeah, the
way to
Rock
go.
on
It's
Cowboy.
going to be a long way home up there.
Rock on Cowboy's rated 111. He's got no right to be here, but he could be running an handicap company. But he's really creeping into this now and
Quite
takes the
tightly
length out of
packed,
Crewe.
isn't it? Quite a tightly
They've
packed field.
got a bit of a rush on, but Luca Morgan's doing the right thing. He's just not panicking. And
Bo.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lorcan Williams. Sorry,
Lorcan Williams.
Sorry, Lorcan Williams.
If I think if you're on the Fav and he comes off the bridle, don't worry because he did that in Newbury when they
Porters
were
is
on
very
such a lick.
smooth.
Yeah.
And again, Jamie Snowden will be fancying his chances. Could this be a boost coming up for Gar Law in the next? But
Come on, Twig.
Park this one is there.
Twig.
Twig is coming. I'll
Pick
tell you
it
what,
up.
just ease him in,
Yeah,
Bowie
come
Morgan.
on,
This could
Bo.
be a team bet on the app that we placed.
Come on, Twig.
All right, we're turning
Who's
in now. I'll
he
tell you
getting
what,
pulled up,
Stay Away Faye is doing what he did at Newbury, but we know
Nil
he does
par
stay.
for Dave Orton. Nil
Neil
par.
Poir.
Who's out of the picture?
What? Is OKB who's gone,
Gone,
is he?
yeah.
Ah, dear oh dear, yeah, putting him up, not
Nil
Dave for
par.
him.
Nil par.
All right, I'm looking vulnerable
Right,
at
come
the
on.
top of the trophy league.
Mr.
All right,
Morgan.
Grand Soir is going to
Oh,
stay
what's
on all
this
day.
coming on
Twig's
the
still going.
outside?
Just hold on to him. What's this? Look, Marn's Glory as well. Charlie Hammond. He's going to finish strongly, but at the moment, it is Nico de Boinville, successful on Epitante half an hour ago. He's going for glory at the moment. Maximilian's coming back into
Come
this.
on, Twig,
Had a
pick
wind up
up.
and had it. Look at Maximilian on the inside. He could yet pick them up.
Come on, the Twig.
All right, great finish
Come
for him
on,
boy
pick
here.
him up.
So he's
Come
parked
on,
this one.
stay
Johnny
away.
Burke, Nico de Boinville. They were first to
Come
signal.
on,
stay away.
Look at Twiggy's on the
Come on,
bridle.
Twig.
Come on, the Twiggy.
Come on, the
Snap
Twig.
them into submission. All of a sudden, Bo Martins goes. Bo Martins.
Come on, stay away.
Morgans goes for it. Stay away, Faye. We know he stays maximum. What a finish we've had this
Come on, stay
afternoon.
away.
Still Hurricane Bay at the moment. I reckon it's
It's a good
Maximilian
work.
on the inside, is it? Part this one, Twig's
Come
not
on,
gonna get
Lorcan.
out from here. All of a
Come on,
sudden, Paul Nichols
Lorcan.
sensing it. Let's go. Look at Mattie Batchelor.
Come on.
Absolutely. Decibels you never thought you'd hear
Come
on
on.
the last.
Hey, come on.
Oh, I think he's just about to get it. Maximilian on the inside for
This
Donovan
is a
McCain.
thriller.
Hurricane Bay still there though. Nico
Come on,
Deville.
stay away.
And just in the middle. He's too green, I think. The five in the middle. Lorcan Williams can't get him ready.
Come on.
What a finish this is. It's going to be Maximilian. Look, absolutely a million to one on the far side. And what a stay he is. Will he go for Albert Bartlett? They pull clear of the gallant Hurricane Bay. If you're on the five, too green, I think, in between horses.
Very green.
In what was another scintillating finish to the River Don then. What price was he on the far side? He must have gone million to one, mustn't he? If you looked at him, he looked like he's hating it. He dropped about 5 lengths off him. The wind up, I thought it was catching him out. He's only rated 128, this horse. G-Rod.
Yeah, couldn't have really seen that one coming, could you? I mean, but he did stay on very strong, jumped the last very well, which was crucial, because I think your one back just clipped the top of the last, which didn't really help. A long old slog up the Doncaster home straight, wasn't it? Definitely the strongest stayer has come home in front, I think.
It was a boost for you, though. Henry II beat him last time quite easily at Sandown.
Oh, the nap coming up in the final race of the day. That is a boost indeed for another Nichols horse there. Henry II in our Ballymore trial. Hurricane Bay's run really well, hasn't he, under Nico? He's a horse that's settling down now, and he's going to be a lovely chase. All three of these will be. The one thing you say about Maximilian is he loves slop. He's now 5 from 6 in his career to date. He's won a point-to-point as well, so you could add that on if he wanted. Heavy ground, he beat a horse called Dr. Kananga. He's a very useful staying chaser. They slammed him. The further he went, he definitely found it too short, didn't he, at Sandown last time? I think he will potentially be future national hunt chase horse. I don't know. He's really nice animal, this. And Brian Hughes, what a ride, Batch.
Yeah, great ride, yeah. I just watching Stay Away Faye there.
It got tight, didn't it, going to the
Got
last?
tight, and I just think, as I say, I think you hit the nail on the head, Dave. I think just a bit green. I think there's a lot
Luke
of
Rawson
improvement.
comes on and says, Hermes unformed, terrible.
I think there's an improvement to come from
Stay away, Luke. What are you on about? Yeah, look, he can't say that, Luke. I mean, Idelco B is just not even turned up.
That's too bad
really,
to
is
be
it?
true. There'd be
Too
something,
bad to be
there'd be
true,
something
man.
come out of the washing.
That is a G-Rod comment if ever I've seen one. Trying to stir the pot a little
That is
bit.
a rod comment.
Yeah, all right, okay, that's a comment of a rod. Absolutely, with a G next to his name. Okay, very emotional. We're hearing Lucinda Russell after that said that win was for her dad. She'll miss ringing him on the way home. Lovely scenes apparently down at Cheltenham. What a place to do it as well.
Devo's calling you out, Millman.
Devo, can I get a nod from Millman about Crystal Cast tonight? This is at Kempton.
Well, we got 2 in it.
And you got the wrong one, Devo.
No, I don't. Hugh Taylor's put the other one up, Billy Mill.
It's true, man.
If either of them win, I'd be happy.
You just need to get to the front on Billy Mill and he wins.
Well, the other one's going to be ridden.
Doing a
prominently as
Rodotto,
well.
which we always knew was going to work perfectly to plan.
Tactics with Dave Orton, or not.
There's a reason why I write about the races post engagement. All right, okay, great stuff. I've got some quotes coming from Gary Moore actually as well. Pleasant surprise, I suppose, about Editor Jajit, who took our first race. He loves it around there. He said he would have liked to have gone in the champion chase last year. He didn't enter him. Okay, what do we got? It's Cider Gruhy colours, of course, as well. A lot of praise for Niall Houlihan. And all going for glory in the champion chase.
Batch mentioned that earlier. That's a big ride for him because it just shows that if at some point Jamie will eventually retire, you've got a jockey in the yard that's there, ready and waiting. And there's so many horses. Josh and Jamie were sharing them anyway.
Yeah.
Niall's going to stick with the yard, and they've got a ready-made replacement.
Some great comments come from Niall Houlihan as well to us as well. He's basically said, I thought it was better on the new course, but he's, old course, it just all comes out. It's just a proper Cheltenham horse.
Yeah.
And they're the ones you want, aren't they? All right, great stuff. What a day it's been so far. Stick with us. We've got T-minus 45 to our last race, but we're 10 minutes away from Paisley Park strutting himself up. And there we go. Well, that knob made me want to cash out. Says Devo. I'm surprised you cashed in the first place, old boy. But how many winners have we had so far this all-weather season?
We've had 3, which isn't too bad. It's in the Gallops.
Do you want to take him to task? Because you finally now get to have your pop at him. Devo, there's been a running thing here. At the start of the flat season last year, we said, you could have a good year, couldn't you? No, yeah. And what was the actual line that he gave us, G? But I can't remember.
I think he said something along the lines of, a lot of them are not any good.
Rubbish, I believe.
Well, the problem was, you asked that question, our listed winner had made debut on that very day and didn't run very well. So
was it your greatest ever tally and you had a listed winner?
Actually, was
rubbish apparently.
Actually, was our best 2-year-old when she trailed in 7th place. It didn't look great, but
it's not really a great
actually,
surprise.
I did see the Rodway.
You were angry with
the Rodway tipped one of ours the other day, and it did actually win. I was quite concerned.
Oh yes, yeah.
Ignac Lamar.
Well, usually when I tip them, they do win. It's just when I come on this show or play punter versus pro, they all seem to lose. But yeah, no, Ignac Lamar, that won very well.
He runs again Monday.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've had some great wins on the show so far, which is always pleasing on a Saturday. We wear our hearts on our sleeve. We put our money where our mouth is. That's what it's all about for you out there. And it's Paisley Park versus Dasher Drasher, which I said yesterday on Watch Out. If you watch that, the unheralded clash of the season is this. I think these are 2 old warriors that are going to. The finishes today have been superb.
You don't think that Gelino Bello could be a fly in the ointment?
I think that is one of the worst prices I saw yesterday. That 7-2. That was the line that we had on Watch Out. I think it's a dreadful price.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah, I don't like him at all.
Okay. Why?
I think he's got all right novice form here. He's a Grade 1 winning novice.
It was a bad Grade 1 he won.
Terrible.
Who was the last horse to fall in the Coulter Star and then revert to hurdles and run in the Cleeve Hurdle and win it?
Very bizarre. You're telling me there's been one?
Saphir Dereur.
Oh, and who, of course, was Nichols' last winner of this
trained
race?
by Paul
It was
Nichols.
the big bucks falling in the Hennessy.
Before that, Nichols also had a foul chaser called Big Bucks who came out and won this
You're
race.
not suggesting that this is the next staying hurdler from the Nichols yard?
This could be Big Bucks. What do you think?
No.
Blazing Cow was far too good for him, wasn't he? A novice company. And
Yeah, but he's quite good, is he not?
well,
Blazing?
he
reappear at
could
some
yet
point.
be, couldn't he? He could yet be.
Don't get me
I
wrong.
don't like Gelino Bello here. If I was laying one, it'd be him.
I think Paisley Park will win. I think that this is his backyard, and he won around Kempton, and Kempton's not really his track, and he was able to still win. And this should be a great day for everyone, shouldn't it? Everyone
It's
at
relatively
Cheltenham.
easy to back. He was even money towards that mark when they opened up, wasn't he?
You've always got the jumping off worry a little bit. He's got his quirks.
Oh, come on.
Jumping off.
He's not quirky.
All he had to do, Batch, going into Kempton, when I put him up, when everyone said the track he wouldn't like it. He's won around. I mean, he's won around, very sharp tracks before. One from one at Haydock and that sort of thing. He's won around Hereford.
They're probably taking a lot different company at Hereford.
Hereford's pretty undulating.
Probably. But he jumped off him.
Hereford's
and was on
pretty
Goshen that day.
undulating,
Oh,
you
it was
know.
one of my highlights of my career. That was
Hereford's
because I could
pretty
tell.
undulating, isn't it?
Very undulating.
It's also
yeah.
very
Thanks,
sharp.
Matt.
And Paisley doesn't mind that, but we know he loves Cheltenham. The Paisley Turbo.
Cheltenham's very undulating as well.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But all he had to do at Kempton on Boxing Day when they rearranged, it was a long walk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All he had to do was stay in relative touch turning in, and we hope to
Well,
pick
do you
him
think
up.
what happened at Kempton when he won was that they probably went a bit too fast up front and around the sharp track. Was it Goshen was there? There was
Not
a
So
horse called
Sleepy.
Not So Sleepy. There was another horse called Champ who went out in front. I think they all cut each other's throats, and Paisley Park just stormed through and won.
He's on a 4-timer in this race.
But I love Paisley Park. I think he'll win this.
Yeah, I love Dashel Drasher. I think he's an absolute beautiful.
And where
horse.
does he rank in the great staying hurdlers, Paisley Park? I know he's only won one stayers hurdle.
How
hasn't he?
many times did Big Bucks win this race? I don't know. I'm asking the
Four,
question.
3, 4.
'Cause he's on a 4-timer here,
four
Paisley
timer.
Park.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 3 because Lady Rebecca won 3, and she was the record holder before this race. I think.
James, are you getting those stats
think
up for us?
anyway.
But he's on a 4-timer, Paisley. This is his race. A lot of people thought he would, run second or third and tee himself up for this. 11-year-olds have won this in the past 10 years. Can you name the 11-year-old that won it? You won't get it.
Yeah, Nakara Bow.
Ah! Who trained him? Who trained
George
him? Great
Charlton,
shout.
who rode him.
Chelenham Felserjack.
Yes, indeed. Those were the days, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
My Lord.
Paisley Park is
Nokorabo
better
in
than ever.
2014.
Says-
Beat up Fisher's Cross and Big Bucks and Riv to Civila, so no fluke there. Okay, all right, great stuff. So Molly Ollie's wishes. All right, what have we got? Social coming up. Dugu Exuru, I like to call him, comes back on. Paisley Park is better than ever this year. 6-4 is value. We all agree
Is
with
that a
that?
full house? I'm in agreement.
We all in agreement?
Oh, Batch, you letting us down?
He's thinking about
Yes,
the
I
trophy.
am. I am. But my eye is on the prize.
As
You
ever.
need-
I'm
As
going
ever.
Dashel.
You need points.
Yeah, see, a lot
I
of
need
people
points.
like Dashel
Points
here.
make prizes, James. I'm going with Dashel.
Tell me about Dashel Drasher, because he bumped into Marie's Rock here last time, who won despite she pulled her arms out of Nicola de Boinville, wasn't it? I think he rode. And she looks like she's got a great chance at Cheltenham again. He could boost that form. I thought he would be winding up after that for a crack at the Ascot Chase. Of course, he ran. Was he in that Noble Yates race?
Yeah, I mean, if we
Yeah,
just come,
many clouds.
Go to the app,
If we
please,
just go
guys.
on
if
to
we
the
can.
app.
Second to.
we just go onto the app here and go to Dashel Drasher. We can see his form once it loads up here on the horse profile. It's taking quite a long time. Doesn't usually take this long, does it?
It's because
Dave?
you're
Have you broken the
operating it,
Wi-Fi?
that's why.
It's usually
Well,
very
it's a very
quick.
slow app.
It's usually very quick. But we can.
Moving on, I think, G-Rod. You
Don't
have
be so
broken- you've
ridiculous.
You've broken it.
Coming up it goes. I'm hearing that Aidan
I will
Coleman
fix it.
apparently
I
is
will fix it
extremely
for you.
confident about this today as well, by the way, guys, on Paisley
Well,
Park.
it was a tough day
Like,
for Aidan, wasn't it?
extremely.
Seeing Epatante have
Yeah.
a little count around at Doncaster.
Well, I don't know. He's got to ride this, hasn't he? He's
Well,
got
you
to
can't
be here
get
to
it
ride
off
this.
all Paisley.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, next time I tee you up to put something on the app,
Next
can
time
you
you
make
tee
sure
me
it's
up.
ready to go?
Make sure it's ready to go.
Right, okay. Are you ready?
No, he's
No.
not.
Oh, right, you're not.
Still
Okay,
waiting for
right,
it to
we've got
load.
spinning wheel of death. All right, fair enough. All right, okay.
Oh, no network connection.
I've got no network on the
Shall I
iPad
give you a
now.
trophy
What's that
update?
about?
Shall I
Give us a
give you a
trophy update.
trophy
Yeah,
update?
but you keep doing this. Just
I am clinging on here. 13 points. Dave Orton winning the trophy, the tips so far today. What have we got? 3 more races to go? Yeah, we have. Matty Batch up on
sneaks-
12 points.
sneaks in the
James
second.
Millman's on 11. And Graeme Rodway.
number
doing-
one tip.
He's
Number
doing
one
a do
tipster
start.
of the Racing Post.
He's doing a boat
No,
start.
I'm doing a Paisley Park.
Graeme Rodway's
I'm doing
in
a Paisley-
6th, but
I'm
he's not
coming
over
with-
yet.
I'm coming with a late run.
Oh, there we are. A Noble Yates run. All right, fair enough. So we're having a bit of fun here on the
bit
show.
slow, isn't he?
4 of his last 5 have been good runs, says Hugh Masson. Who are you talking about?
This
The
is
others in
Dashel.
Ireland. Oh, I love Dashel, don't you, though? As a beautiful...
Jeremy Scott, they've done a cracking job of him. And the fact that he can revert, most horses tend to choose a discipline, but he can go
And he's-
That is
either.
brilliant. That you can go and do what he does over fences and then come. He's just the ultimate professional.
When I think about tough horses, he's always near right at
Yeah.
the very top of my list. And we've seen it over fences, we've seen it, of course, over hurdles this season as well. Botox has. Well, now Gary Moore's already pulled off what some people would consider a shock in the Clarence House Chase. Of course, he's a course and distance winner. He ran very well in a Cheltenham Handicap on his return when he came up against a Charles Burns good thing. He then went to Haydock, of course, didn't he? Won the Handicap under a belt away. No good last time though, behind of course Dashel Drasher. Can we see him going well? Do you think he'll lead? Or do you think Dashel will be the one in front?
Dashel will be up there. It's up to what Jamie wants to do, isn't it? Because he was disappointing last time. Do you want to get a bit of confidence back?
Yeah.
Because that was his first disappointment run for a while, actually. He'd been on a progressive profile, Botox has, and is it open company is at his limit a little bit. National Spirit might be a better option at Fontwell coming up again. He won last year.
Your tips have been broken so far. Have you got
Yeah,
Dashel Drasher's form ready?
Yeah. Can I show you now? Dashel Drasher on the app. If we go back.
Hey!
There you go. We just dropped off the network for a little while. But if we go back, we can see he finished second last time out in this.
We've seen all this, Dave. We've gone back to his 2-year-old career, but
But if we
I
go,
bet he ran as a 2-year-old.
we go to the race before, Dave.
Yeah.
This is the race.
Yes, here we are.
This is the race that I said at the time was the strongest chase run all season. They bet Boy Sports Many Clouds Chase. Noble Yates was first, Dashel Drescher was second, third was Ahoy Signor, and fourth was Sounds Russian. Now Ahoy Signor just beat Sounds Russian and Noble Yates in the Cotswold Chase. Dashel Drescher split them in second that day in the Many Clouds Chase at Aintree. So if he can show that sort of form back over hurdles, he's going to have a huge chance. The problem, of course, is that what we know about Dashel Drescher, he's a far better chaser than he is over hurdles. And this is not a chase, this is a hurdle race.
He's reached greater heights over fences, which might sound, physically true, but he is obviously a great one.
Will he not? He won't be quick enough to beat Paisley Park here, I don't think. What do you think?
I just think that he went chasing because he's a proper chaser, isn't he? That's what they thought he was, and I don't think if they'd have kept to the staying hurdle route, he would have been very interesting, I think.
Maybe.
His only entry at the Cheltenham Festival is the Stays.
Well, because he can't
We
win anything
thought he
else,
beat
can
a Ryanair horse a couple of years ago, didn't we?
But you were saying Noble Yates is going to win the Gold
Yeah,
Cup.
the race-
That he was second to him at Aintree and he's beat the other two.
The race that you think automatically you'll have a good chance in is that Betway Bowl or Betfair Bowl or
He
whatever
likes
it's called
Aintree as
at
well, yeah.
Aintree.
It's got to be soft ground there for him.
I would expect Ahoy Signor will turn up there and be very difficult to beat as well. But should we put a bet on in this race here on the app?
Yeah.
I think that seeing as we all want Paisley Park to win, maybe we should double our stakes here. What do you
I'm on
think?
Dashel.
He's gone for points
We're
to
not
make
unanimous.
prizes.
You have,
We're not
to, you
unanimous.
have to let us down, don't you,
got-
Bats?
yeah.
But the roof will be raised if Paisley Park can do it.
Can we
this
talk
time,
about the
won't it?
French horse, please?
It's great,
Because
wouldn't
gold
it?
tweet for Gabriel Linders, who is not unknown to British racing, actually, a former assistant down at the Pipe Yard. Johnny Charon taking the ride comes over. And some interesting, quotes in the week coming from Gabriel.
Sharon.
Oh, is it? Johnny Charon, I should say, and Gabriel Linders.
Bellboy.
I thought it was
Bellboy
Belgian
next to
first
me.
of all.
Not a very French name, is it?
But Gold Tweet comes over, beaten favourite in France last time. He says he's not a champion, but I don't think he needs to be. He's testing the British staying form. Now, before Tehupu came out in the week, Tehupu, we've got that one out somehow, in the Galmoy, and just made it look like good to firm when he ran away with that. We needed something to happen in the stairs of the moat. So you can see what Gabriel's coming over, and he is attracting support here. Does anyone give it any chance? Anyone know anything about the French form of Gold Tweet?
No, is the
Roy would
answer.
be-
No, he's got no
Got
idea.
beat a fair few times, even at short prices.
Hugh Masson, look at it, here we go. Hugh, one of our best judges out there, says, hope this French horse runs a big race. Been well backed.
I think you've had 8 runners.
Right, let's get the bet on. What are we doing?
We're gonna back Paisley Park to beat Dashel Drescher just to annoy Batch.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think
Let's
so.
do it. Let's do it. And then you can have last laugh, Batch. Is that going to be a forecast then?
Yeah, should we do that in a straight
I love
forecast?
it. Look, forecast multiples on this show have got a great record, so let's hope we can keep this up, shall
Should we
we?
do a straight forecast? Seeing as you won't let me put the lot on Paisley Park, we'll do a straight forecast on Paisley Park to beat Dashel Drescher.
At least you've got it working this time. There's hope for you yet, isn't there?
Well, for some reason it dropped off the network. There's nothing wrong with the app. It
Trust
just
me,
dropped
this
off the
studio,
network.
funny things can happen in here.
Well, there's some funny noises going on behind you.
That's the air conditioning. At least it's on this time. We did a show that Robbie Warner's
Anyway,
a couple of
Paisley
weeks ago.
Park's
Should have seen
looking
it.
like he might not jump off here for a second.
Hang on, because Millman mentioned this
And
at
then
the
you
start.
laughed at me. Remember a year ago?
He's showing some quotes. Well, no,
I didn't
that's
say a
not-
word, James.
Ruby Walsh.
Was it last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where he didn't really jump off.
Oh,
Oh, he's away.
Yeah, but he still came
He's
through
away.
and won that day, didn't
Yeah.
he, I think?
He's
All
away.
right, he's off.
All right, okay.
Panic over.
All right, here we go then. All right, away we go then. And it's Dashel in front of Botox House, 2 horses that love to get
Another
on with it.
scouting horse,
Molly
very
Ollie's
keen.
Wishes, who represents that marvellous charity and has got them loads of money, sits in 3rd place. Lord Accord, another horse like Gelino Bello, their upsides, reverting from fences. I don't know about the French horse, got a funny way of running at the moment. I can't tell whether he's keen or whether he's running in the snatches slightly, but we'll keep an eye on that one. And Paisley, as expected, watching them all on in rear. Let's get some in-running socials from these then. Who was expecting this lineup? Pretty much all Paisley has to do, turning in, is be 3 lengths off Dashel, and he finishes up in front
Yeah,
of
he
him, right?
eats him up the hill, doesn't he?
Oh,
We've
I
seen
love-
it.
we
We've
love
seen that
this
movie
turbo.
before.
We've seen the movie before, as Bruce Wellington brilliantly said, and we all love that. Bruce will be joining us back during Cheltenham. We've got a great lineup for Cheltenham week, guys, by the way. Join us for that. Match is...
Matty.
You're going down to Cheltenham all week, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm there all week. Yeah.
Doing all the box talks for the royalty,
Oh,
are
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Oh,
Lord
you're-
and Lady Bamford, yeah.
Yeah, whoever thought he'd have got that gig, I don't know. Just like luck on Sunday, I suppose. All right. Well, who enjoyed that, by the way? I'll tell you what, I've just had a very funny...
Best viewing ratings ever.
I've just had a very funny email through to me as well. I wonder if I'm going to forward that to the gallery in a sec, see if we can get it up. All about Batch, actually. Right, you start sweating, Batchy. All right, okay, so Dashel Drasher at the moment, he's around about a length and a half up. Off Botax has. Let's go on Paisley Cam. And G, I'm going to put you on Paisley Cam.
Yeah, he's been jumping very well. He's travelling with fluency. He hasn't obviously hit his flat spot yet because they've not really got racing. It's all very much as they were when they jumped off. Dashel Drasher appears to be getting quite an easy lead, doesn't he? Botox has. Bang there. I'm
Molly
surprised.
Ollie's is very keen.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Molly Ollies in Wishes didn't try and make the run in.
Yeah.
Because
Really?
she does like to go out and blast it, and she's a bit keen, a bit like Protectorat was, of course, for the same yard.
Al Parks is obviously having a look like Hugh Masson at this French horse and says Gold Tweet odds all over the place. I'm assuming. I mean, very strange way of running this, isn't it, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, the jockey's just seesawing away, isn't he, Batch? I think he's a bit keen in his hands at the minute.
Do you think they're not going hard enough for this French horse, maybe?
A lot of people on Jelino Bello out there, by the way, I can see in the chat as well. Andy Sim comes back and says, Dashel Drasher stays longer than the mother-in-law. One of those old phrases there. And he's just such a good-looking horse to watch, isn't he? He's got an old-fashioned, lengthy, head-down stayer. Absolutely love him. I think, look, a lot of people talk about Eberstone and Ergomine, rightly so. But for me, when you're a horse racing fan, this was one of the clashes I've been wanting to see all season. This Paisley versus Dashel, and Paisley absolutely soared over that one, didn't he?
Flew that one, yeah. And the horse reverting from fences, Jelino Bello, he's travelling nicely on the inside there. He's jumped quite fluently as well. He hasn't. Sometimes you see these horses come back over from fences and they can be a bit slow and cumbersome, can't they? Why is that, Batch? You think that these horses are not schooled sometimes before they come back to hurdles? They're not schooled over hurdles at home?
I would have thought, no, sometimes they're just used to jumping fences. They jump a bit high and just give them a little bit of air.
I backed a horse the other day called Alnadam, who was coming back from fences, and the first 3 or 4 hurdles, it was like he hadn't seen a hurdle for 10 years.
Jumped very big.
It was just big and
They do.
slow.
Skeleton's horse, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, but it's a recovery mission for a lot of these horses, isn't it? And
You see a lot of horses that have run over the national fences as well, come back and do it over fences. They just give them a bit too much height, and then once they get in their rhythm again. But as you say, this, I don't think he was that great over fences, was he? So he's probably preferred over.
Jelino Bello's been very slick.
he has absolutely, and he's settled a lot better than he did at Kempton as well. The moment he said that,
Rodway
the
curse.
first curse of the afternoon, because he wasn't so slick there. But now they are ramping
They're
it up,
starting to
guys.
ramp, yeah.
And Botox has wants a bit of the lead. Dashel responding though on the inside. I'll tell you what, for a horse that spent some of his best form over fences, doesn't he hurdle well? I think you can tell that I quite like Dashel Drasher, but I do think Paisley will have his measure in this race. We're about to find out, guys. Molly Ollie's Wish is still there. Lord Accord, unsurprised on the outside of the lot, now feeling the pinch. Botox has going really, really well. Much better than he did behind Dashel on New Year's Day, isn't he? Here we go then. On the inside, Gold Tweet now coming with a bit of a rattle as well. What do we reckon, guys? Batch?
Paisley travelling really well.
Jumping
Still like,
beautifully.
yeah.
Jelino Bello, that good jumping over hurdles.
Oh, what have you done? I'll tell you what, you're putting the mockers on him. Anyone that's backed Jelino, blame
He's falling
G-Rod.
off the back of the TV, isn't he?
Well, he's gonna have to do something special to win from there, because
Come
he's
on,
just got
Paisley.
dropped to rear, is what we would say. So what are we now? What is the second last coming up? Is it that long old run?
yeah,
Isn't
the
it?
long
Molly
run.
Wish is running well, isn't she?
Yeah, the French horse is travelling too at the moment, Dave. But Dashel, it looks between Dashel and
the third
Paisley.
last.
He's evens in running now. Paisley Park.
Go on, Paisley.
Dashel Drasher around about 7-2 if you want to get involved with 2. So look at the French horse.
the third last
You can
on
get
the
him around
new
about
course,
25s at the moment
this
in
is the
running.
second last.
He's still going well, isn't he?
Come on, Paisley.
Now Botox has us cracked, guys. He's just
cruising.
finding this too hard. Come on, Paisley. He's all on the 2 out here. Here we go. Oh, another beautiful jump from Paisley Park. But this is the clash
Go
we
on,
wanted to see.
Paisley.
Look at the
Now,
French horse.
look at the French horse. This is ridiculous.
Paisley will
this
eat
is
him.
bridal stuff. The Archibald's come through.
Go on, Paisley.
Molly Ollie's Wish's still there, but Paisley Park is still there.
Look at the French horse.
He's
Go on,
gone
Paisley,
short.
pick up.
Paisley's coming, I think.
Dashel.
Here we go. Dashel's
Go
got him.
on,
What's the
Paisley,
French
pick
horse going to
up.
find? I'm not 100% sure if he finds
Go on,
one.
Dash.
But it's 2
Dashel's
lengths
away.
there. Dashel,
Go on,
Drasher, what a run.
Dash.
Could we yet
Dashel's
see a
away.
fire for the Stayers hurdle? Paisley's coming. He's
Come
got
on,
a switch.
Dash.
Surely
Fly,
Dashel's going to
Dave.
win this from here. What's Johnny Sharon doing?
Oh, he's
I'm
cruising,
not
the French
100%
horse.
sure. The French horse is cruising. He looks like
left
it's a
the
push
gap up.
back.
Don't leave
But he
the
doesn't know
gap.
about
Don't leave the
Dashel
gap.
Drasher. Dashel's eyeballing him now all of a
do
sudden.
that.
Come on, the
French
Dashel, the
horse is
French
away.
horse.
Do that.
Gabriel Leanders, hello. There's a lot of you out there, Hugh Mass and a couple of others running. Look at Dashel trying to come back at him. But the faster horse,
Oh, it's away.
Dashel Drasher,
Don't tweet.
Paisley Park, a
Don't
little
do
bit
that.
flat today, unfortunately, in a bid for a
Rex.
fourth Cleeve. Shows you how hard it is to win them all. Wow, Johnny Sharon, what a little celebration that was. You'll get all the quotes. Could we yet have seen a proper Stayers Hurdle horse? I'll tell you what, some French horses will be pricking their ears up at home who's been beating him, thinking, should we just pop over in March and have a little go? I don't know, they used to have a great record in it. The problem is the French programme, around about that time of year, it's so valuable, isn't it? So Gabriel Leaners is basically doing... You know what the Aussie Sprinter did. What's the Aussie Sprinter called? Of course, I'm trying to think of the King Stand winner. The King Stand winner. What was his called? No, not Takeover Target. No, last year's one. Nature Strip. The reason why they came over was because they just wanted to win at Ascot. These guys just wanted to win at Cheltenham. Gabriel Leaners used to be... Who else was he assistant to? It was Martin Pipe, wasn't it? Or probably David Pipe. And someone else he was assistant to over here as well. I can't remember. But look, you're going to get all the quotes. Have we just seen one? We'll get an anti-post quote for you. Dash or Drasher, easy, rock solid benchmark, G-Rod.
Last French horse to win the Stayers Hurdle?
Barracuda?
Probably Barracuda.
Got to be Barracuda, is it not?
Oh, he's a marvellous horse,
Is he going to go for the Stayers Hurdle now?
Imagine he might come back now on the back of that because he's not good enough.
Go. He looks very good, didn't he?
Mission Control have been on.
Tweet.
Mission Control have been on. It's a bit of a disgrace here. I might be choking. I might have gone too soon here. There is a trophy update on the tipping.
Batch in front.
Rodway has covered himself in something of a disgrace, but you've got one more point in 7. Yeah. James Millman on 12 points. Dave Orton on 14. And it means that the eyes on the prize, Mattie Batch, somehow snuck in with Dash or Drasher there running an absolute blinder. Look, if I could just take one horse home in racing at the moment, it'd probably be Dashel. What about Paisley, G-Rod?
He travelled very well, but he didn't find in the same way that he usually does.
Not because he was travelling because they went so slow.
Now, I wonder if that's what's happened here. I wonder if
they've
gone very slow.
Yeah. Turning in Molly Aussies is still there. And I did say at the running the fastest horse has won this.
He's still not out of the Stayers Hurdle picture, is he, Paisley Park? If they go fast.
Maybe not a stronger run race.
Stronger run race.
Do you think Gordon will be worried about him, though, with Tehupu now?
No, I don't think... Gordon would be looking at this.
Yeah, anyone else would be happy.
I respect the French horse because...
The problem for Tehupu, of course, is that he was very, very disappointing at Cheltenham last year when I quite strongly fancied him to win.
That explains everything,
the champion hurdle, wasn't it?
Okay, so well done those of you that took on the... And it was a bit of a plunge, wasn't it? Gabriel Leaners really looking forward to seeing the comments then. And like I say, around about 6 p.m, all the reports are done. You see them on the app, you see them on the website. Devo says... Would be good to see more French horses over at the festival. It used to be the case, James, didn't it? But their programme is just super valuable.
The only reason Barracuda kept coming was JP bought into him. Just watching the coming time straight now, and Batch is going to agree. The stick should have gone to the left hand and stuck on the rail Rex Dingle. He's left a lovely gap for the French horse. You
can't give that rail to anyone. When you've got that rail, when you've got that rail. James, he's got to pull his stick through here.
Yeah, that's where he's not put it through to his left hand.
He's got to pull it through, and he still had enough time after the hurdle. You chop off his nose, James.
Yeah, you can.
You make him go round you and do the hard work. You can get 2 horses up there.
He's got a funny way of running as well, because you could argue that he didn't like the slow pace either, because he was pulling all over the place early, wasn't he?
I say technically, he's gone slow for Paisley Park. It's not helped his chances, but then again, don't know much about the French horse. French Star Race, and they do sprint only at the home straight, so it's really suited him.
He's 8-1 on the sportsbook if you wanted to go there, and with Paddy Power. He needs to be supplemented, this chap. It's a fair bet to say they might be putting that money towards having a crack, I think.
We've got to head on now, he's just got to
We've got to go on now, guys, for Donny, I'm afraid. Giuliano Bello pulled up, by the way. Back to the drawing board for those guys.
Yeah.
The jockeys are still not happy with Rex Dingle for some reason. I mean, he would have been beaten if he'd have switched anyway.
He might well have been beaten.
Dave, but you've got to make it hard for your opponents.
Honestly. When we're in the Thirsty Bear afterwards, that's all they'll be wanting to talk about. They'll be giving it the large about it. But we've got to go up because we've got 2 of the gambles of the day here. Might seem strange that they're in the same race, but here they are. Gar Law available around about 5-1 when we first opened up this T for 3 in the week, 12-1. For Jamie Snowden out there, Lily Pinchin, how good was he? The final race on New Year's Eve on terrestrial TV, and an absolute sledger. I like him as well. It's De Machine, who found it too sharp around Cheltenham last time. Wasn't good in this race last year, but I guarantee you we will probably see a much better horse this time around for Kerry Lee. All right, I like T for 3 and De Machine. What are the panel like? We've got to whiz through these guys.
Garlaw for me, strong Paddy Power. These good handicap, well, not good horses, they can carry the weight in handicaps. Venetia's shown it time and time again, so I'm sticking with him.
Batch. You're leading. You've got it's neck and neck between us at the moment. G-Rod's still jumping the first.
Captain Ord.
Interesting for Christian Williams.
Back on a winning mark, and the cheek pieces back on.
Big eye catcher last time.
Big
Was he?
eye
Eye catcher last time. Big eye catcher.
Yeah.
But I just wonder whether the Kempton race.
Yeah, we
might
all
be
do.
as
We're
well.
all expecting Christian to
But,
light up in February,
yeah,
aren't we, I think?
I fancy Windsor Avenue. He's a
Blimey.
complete outsider of the field. He's 40 to 1. He won it last year. He's £2 lower than when he won it last year. He either pulls up or runs very well. So we're going to know our fate fairly early.
He ran very well in the rehearsal chase, pulled up last time.
Yeah, the way the day's going, he'll probably be pulled up. But he was not beaten very far behind Long Press in the rehearsal chase at Newcastle. Very similar sort of track to Donny. Long
He was
straight.
40s when he won the race last year. A 40 to 1 shot one in the year before that, taking risks.
I think that
What's the
Windsor
bet?
Avenue's got a huge run in him here. What do we want to do from a betting perspective? I quite like Captain Ord as well.
Oh, that's done me.
Batch is top of the table.
We ought to give this one to Batch,
Should
I
we
suppose.
give this one to Batch?
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we do Captain Ord?
I've
one
backed
that-
T for 3 in the week, and I've backed Dimashine.
So which one is your point scorer?
I'm going to put T for 3 up.
T for 3 is a point
Yeah.
scorer.
Yeah, Dimashine.
I like Dimashine.
I wouldn't
Stamina
be
was
backing him at
my worry
6.5 to 1.
was stamina with Dimashine.
You watch him. He's a cunning one. You watch him back. I said it yesterday on Watch Out. If you're watching that final closing stages on our replays, he's coming back up the hill at Cheltenham last time. All right, and of course that is the Midnight River form, isn't it?
I'm
G, what's on then?
going to do Captain Ord.
Well, come on then. Let's get it on then. Have you put it on?
Batch is winning, and I think it's got a good chance.
Place the bet, please,
He has
man.
drifted.
So
Captain
I've
Ord,
taken
because he
17 to
makes,
2.
There we are. We're on
Captain
190 for
Ord.
the Injured Jockey's Fund. If that comes in, a reminder that is our chosen charity up until Gold Cup Day. What's the last race that we cover on Gold Cup Day? Won't be the boys' race, will it? Won't be the Grand Only. We go off
Fox
after the
Hunters
Fox
still
Hunters.
out?
Fox Hunters.
Well, not the Fox Hunters
Has
anymore.
anyone heard from David Maxwell after earlier?
I hope he's all right, actually.
He's fine apparently.
sweet.
Walked off absolutely fine apparently. Yeah.
He's gone to bed. He's very tired.
Well, come on. All right, okay. This is the Sky Bet Chase. It's an absolute belter. Can we see a
Early
great
night
national
for the
horse
Maxwell tonight.
here? Look, leave Maxie alone, all right? He's given
Oh,
us
I
some,
love Maxie.
some of our absolute highlights, all right? And I'm telling you, you want to be careful, all right? You want to be careful because there are banana skins everywhere out there, Batchy. Don't start putting Maxie under the bus because I know what's coming up. Stick with us for after this race.
Dear.
All right then. Cloth Cap, of course, in this race has been put up by some judges as well, hasn't he? Could he possibly bounce back? Since he was favourite for the National that year and the wind went wrong, it's just been a bit hit and miss, hasn't it? I think Lily Pinchin will try and get a lead this time on T for 3. I spoke to Charlie Longston after that Newbury win, and it wasn't the intention to lead. I think this is an absolute ripper. And what a race this will be. Good luck whichever way you play. Then it's 3:15, penultimate race, would you believe it? What an afternoon we've had on the back Racing Post Live. And we're off and running. And one didn't like the start there, and that was Elvis Mail.
We've only got 3 that don't want to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of pace. on.
Look at
Loads of
Java
pace.
Point on the outside. Shanty Alley, another Tom Siegel pick. Conor
Not messing
O'Farrell for
around
Ben
here.
Case.
Not
Right
messing
trapping around here, aren't they? Windsor Avenue,
Yeah.
G-Rod's last year's winner,
Like the one
Captain
out the
Orr
back,
up there.
pushing it to stay with him.
Flying along
Let's
here.
have a look. What
Really?
else is there? Jim Machine's up there as well. Some decorum, please. What are you laughing at?
Real
on the
solid
panel?
pace.
Probably something G-Rod said. Is it T for 3 this time is not leading
Well,
on
I
the
don't
inside?
think
Here
that
they
was-
come to the first
And
then.
the first. Cool.
You can hear from the dramatic. Oh,
flying along.
Elvis Mail. He didn't like the start, and he nearly got rid of his jockey there. Who's sitting on that? Bruce Lynn, Vanilla Alexander. The grey's been very erratic so far. He's already got detached.
Is this your
And
T for
now,
3?
T for
T for
3.
three, yeah.
Unsurprisingly for me, I thought they wanted to get a lead from it, but no. Like Il Rototo, on they
They're
go.
not listening to Dave Orton, a tactician, are they, today?
Listen, I'm only
Good
getting
job,
what I
really.
got from Charlie Longston. That's all it is. Captain Orr's got a lovely sit on the inside. That's the team bet, by the way, that we placed on the
Yeah,
app.
team bet.
Last year's winner, Windsor Avenue's up there. Now, what T for 3 did last time at
Oh,
Newbury...
I'm afraid mine.
was
Gaylord
just-
just
Hang
went
on, I'm
right through
talking.
that.
Do you mind? Look, this is madness here. Pandemonium. It's such a hard job I've got out there for you guys. I can't begin to tell you. Right, let me go down the order, please, if you mind. Bruce Millington never gets this when he's calling, you know.
We're doing
Right.
the in-race.
T for 3, 2 lengths ahead. What this horse did at Newbury last time has got into a brilliant rhythm and wasn't taken on. And Lily, one of the riding sensations of the season, has got him beautifully up in front. Cloth Cap closest attendance, a little bit lit up maybe on the inside. Windsor Avenue, De Machine in 4th as well. Under supervision is there. He's quite an interesting horse under supervision. Didn't fire last time at Newbury, but it's a thorough stayer. We've got Cooper's Cross, first time pieces on. Not surprising after the Musselburgh race, but we will put him up. We thought he was coming there. He didn't quite back it up. Shanty Alley having jumped off in front and gone down to the back. Elvis Mail's almost going to put him up for the back there as well. Garlaw, where's he, James?
Well, he's made mistakes. That's why me and the batch butted in. That rush to the first, he couldn't get to the front, and he does look not to be massively
Doesn't look happy, does he? No.
All right, James, I'm going to put you on Garlaw, Cam. Is that all right?
That's perfect.
All right, okay. You just sit back. Mr. Coffey, of course, a non-runner. A lot said about Mr. Coffey being a non-runner. And he likes to defect, doesn't he, Mr. Coffey? And he didn't turn up for the Hendersons in this race, who won it 2 seasons ago with OK Corral. Derek O'Connor remembers that ride. Right, we're going past the panel. We've not heard much from G-Rod. Let's go there now.
Yeah, real solid pace on it. I know that your T for 3 likes to dominate, but they had to work pretty hard to get there, I think here. So
Staying Chaser from the front.
it'll
Yes,
be very
please.
interesting. Yeah, well, usually these races are won by horses that just go off in front, but sometimes they can overdo it.
You
I
think,
just
you
wonder
think
if
that you're
maybe-
nodding, Batch?
Some of these have.
He's got a good point, G-Rod.
Oh gosh, the tide is turning between you both. Captain Orr was back. It's been a sticky season, hasn't it? Christian Williams had such a good season last year, considering the ammunition he's got and
yeah.
stuff. Could he have repeated?
He'll come back in the spring. you
Oh,
watch.
I'm fully expecting it, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Captain Orr is a very well handicapped horse who should like the ground, and Jack Tudor has definitely got his eyes on the prize coming through. Reminder, we've got one more race after this at 3:35, still a chance to get your tips in. The reason why they're oohing is because T for 3, massive gamble for this race, was a little bit sticky there. Garlaw, Cam, please, James Millman.
Happier than what I was, but still, maybe no points.
He's been proper slammed in, hasn't he? He's in the Ryanair and he's in the Gold Cup
Well, they
as
think
well.
he could be a Gold Cup. They
And
are
we have
confident.
been saying that collateral form, Paddy Power Gold Cup's worked out brilliantly.
You've got to win a race like this if he's
Garlaw.
Oh, yeah.
For Garlaw. Yeah, and I asked Jamie yesterday, what will he be if he wins this? And he said, we think he wants the trick now, Dave. So if you watch back the Paddy Power Gold Cup, he eats up that hill. In fact, he needs the hill. You know, he definitely looked like he wanted there. I looked at his pedigree. It doesn't scream Staying Chaser, but it doesn't always map. You know, it's not always born out that way. Is
Probably
it?
win a military Gold Cup at Sandown.
Oh, Jamie, Major Snowden.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he did a great job on What a Shout yesterday. He's a very, very good talker of the game, and his horse ran all right in the River Don. And Garlaw, I don't know, who's got Garlaw out there? What do you reckon, guys? What is he at the moment? Let's have a look. I'll go to
Little niggle there.
We'll go to the exchange.
Garlaw.
Yeah, he's out to 4-1 on the exchange. T for 3 still the 5. The Machine then. How's he going, G-Rod? Kerry Lee's horse.
Yeah, going well, yeah. I'm hopeful mine is.
Windsor Knot's not going too bad.
We're 5 out, I think, aren't we? Windsor Knot is
long way to
going
go,
well.
though.
Java point up there for the Bailey team as well. Kieran Gething's having a really good one. Good jump from Garlaw there. Garlaw, Cam.
Gosh.
Well, he's asking him. That's the trouble. He's not doing it easily.
I saw Johnny Burke on the road to Cheltenham this week, and he basically said, I don't want him to travel like he did at Cheltenham, and he still won, because of course it's a quicker track here, basically. Will he
They're
get away
really
with it?
trapping here.
Here we go then. This is what, 5 out, isn't it,
Flying
then, at the
along,
moment in the Sky Bet Chase.
Right,
At the
now
moment,
he's
Do
come on
Machines
the
on the inside.
bridle.
Lily Pinchon, though, still got the way at the
Garlaw's
moment. How
really
much has she got
going.
in the bonnet? Now all of a sudden,
Well.
Captain Orr going. Cooper's Cross, who can finish. He's coming into it. What
Yeah,
will he
he's
find at the
travelling
business
Cooper's
end?
Cross.
Oh, this would be typical. wouldn't
He's
it?
the one that's been held
I
up
remember
off
when
the
Nat
fast
Green put him up
pace.
at Aintree, and he just got all sorts of trouble in running. Dimachine now going for it. T
Yeah.
for 3 looks
Oh,
like
this
he
is
has done too
cantering.
much. Garlaw coming though. He's got loads of weight on his back. Look at the moment. Cooper's Cross, Sam
Cooper's Cross hard on the bridle.
Cooper's don't rule out Captain Orr, by the way.
Come on,
Here
Garlaw.
we are with 3 out. Good jump again by Garlaw. At the moment, it's T for 3. Isn't he brave on the inside? Cooper's Cross. Will we now see why the cheap pieces are on? This is a level above for him. Captain
on, the
Orr
team
looks
back.
like he's going to get 4th. Dimachine not seeing it out. Oh, he goes all the way right then. Oh no, T for 3's down.
Three's
He
down.
did not deserve that. Garlaw in the inside.
Oh,
Isn't he
Captain
brave?
Orr.
Look at Captain Orr coming. This is all on the last. He needs. Oh, he's got to switch
gonna
then,
switch
Captain
him.
Orr. What? Oh my God! All over. Garlaw's gone, and that's left Captain Cooper's Cross in front. Absolute pandemonium here. What a dramatic finish. Captain Orr's run a binder. I'll tell you what. Bookmake your diary for
Absolutely
Kempton
murdered
in
over
around about a month's time, but at the moment Cooper's Cross has shown what he's all about. First time cheap pieces, did it for Orototo, it does it in the Sky Bet as well for Sam Coulthard and his old man. What a finish that was, G-Rod. We'll update you on those horses as well. It was a nasty fall there for T3. He did not deserve that, did he?
No, he just.
No horse deserves a fall, obviously, but what a gallant race he'd run.
he was finding the pressure. I think our winner's a little bit wayward. Cheap pieces have definitely helped. I think he still would have won. I think he would have found more if joined. Captain Nord run much better. He's
back, right?
For second.
Yeah. He's back.
Frustrating because you don't know what Garlow was actually going to find, and it's just skew whiff at the final obstacle.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a tired fall, I don't think.
I tell you what. So it's the last weekend in February, isn't it? It's the Adonis meeting, as we call it, the Dovecote meeting,
X-Racing Post Chase.
Whatever it's called now, the Close Brothers Handicap, I think it is, the X-Racing Post Chase, and oh my lord, he's got a right chance in that, hasn't he? I mean, he's £2 lower than he was this time last year. Hello. Well, he goes up 4 for that.
Yeah.
He won it very readily.
That's more his track, I think.
Christian's going to be over the moon with that. But well done to the Coulthards. This is a horse. Nat Green, last time she was on the show, she put this chap up at Aintree, and he got mullered in the run. And we fancied him on New Year's Day up at Musselburgh, I remember.
He just mullered Captain Nord and all twice.
Well, that was under supervision. We're hearing was fine. We're waiting on Garlow. T for free we're waiting on as well, aren't we, I think, out there. But Manila Drama beat him, outclassed him really last time. Cheap Pieces came on, honestly, 2 back. He was findable, I guess, this chap. I'd be amazed if he doesn't go for something like the Topham now, this boy. I think it's back in trip, but I think because they've won over those fences, haven't they, at the Fox Hunter up there, when it was the Fox Hunter. I'd be surprised if he didn't go back there. And of course, Captain Orr tried that last year. He was only 15 to do that. That's on Grand National Weekend, of course. All right, we say goodbye to the Townmore. What thrills and spills we on now? I mean, Garlow, again, 12 stone on his back against a horse that was carrying 10.6.
Yeah, the first two are bottom 2 weights of the
only thing I would say, to be as good as they hope he's going to be, he didn't travel well enough.
He didn't look happy in behind, did he?
He was having to chase him all the time, and hopefully all right.
You're an annoying man.
He's well clear. He's well clear.
Oh, that's it. Yes, we have a trophy update. Yes.
Sam Hart is in the gallery compiling the trophy update as we speak, but I've got a feeling at the moment Brighton can do no wrong in the Premier League. It looks like Matty Batchelor all of a sudden he's quit the saddle and he's going to be the No Racing Post #1 tipster. We've got one more coming then, the 3:35 at Cheltenham. What thrills and spills? What's the highlight of the day, guys? What do you reckon out there? Let's hear from you before we go to Pembroke's race, as they're calling it. G-Rod's nap goes in the last race. We'll get there very shortly. Indeed, there is the market out there then. Who's enjoyed the show today? Let us know out there. It's been great having you. Numbers look good to me. Now, we have just got a trophy update coming in. Let's do that, shall we, before we put up a picture. Rodway on 7 points. I mean, Henry II is going to basically just get... I think you can only now finish 4th.
Oh, OK.
Don't let it.
Do you not get double points for a nap?
You've got Dublin to come back, though.
I'm sure you get double points for a nap.
No, we're not changing the
double
rules
points
now.
Well, that would be me leading for Ildoto. James Millman, currently sitting in 3rd place on 12 points. Dave Orton, 14. Oh, don't think I can beat him. I've got to win this, basically. And Mattie Batch, how annoying. There he is, look, with the trophy. Mission Control telling me 18 points. If you finish out the placings, which is entirely possible.
What are you going for in the last?
Oh, not a chance.
It's our tactical voting.
Not a chance. You're going first. That's he's not a gentleman, as you wouldn't play golf with Batch, would you? Not a chance in a million years. All right, we're having some fun on the show. One more to go, then we'll receive a flyer for the Ballymore Novice Hurdle potentially. It is the 3:35 coming up at Cheltenham. And let's see if we can pull the winner out of the hat. And I think, G-Rod, we ought to give you the call in this because you think Paul Nicholls is going to cap another outstanding Saturday with Henri II.
Yeah, this is my nap of the day, Henri II. It's the one that we've put in the Lucky 15. We've had a winner in the Lucky 15, haven't we? So let's hope that we can get the double and the singles up at least. I thought that he was a bit green and babyish when he won at Sandown, but he stayed on very, very strongly to win quite well in the end. I mean, if we look at the race at the Winter Hill, I mean, he was 4.5 lengths clear of Henry's friend, and we just see him 3rd there. Maximilian obviously came out and won that race at Doncaster, so as Frank the Form, I think he's been quite strong in the market since that Maximilian form boost as well. So I expect him to improve as well. I thought he looked like a big baby.
Is he bigger than you thought he'd be?
Yeah,
it's been one-way traffic, this market, isn't it?
Well, I struggled to get 3 to 1 on him last night. I thought he was going to go off about 5 to 2, and he's now like, what is it, 4 to 1? So,
well, it's surprising he's drifting. I guess he wasn't visually impressive.
Well, there's loads of money for Pembroke, isn't there? For Dan Skelton. So that's why he's drifting, essentially, I think.
All right. Okay.
What do you make of Pembroke? Any good?
Well, you RPR guys went high for Ludlow.
Yeah.
140.
Not as high as Henry II, though.
Well, but that must be nearly the highest
think-
Ludlow novice.
I've said this before about Pembroke because he was supposed to run at Haydock. We've got around about, well, probably roughly about 10 minutes, guys, to get your bets on this. In any normal year, Pembroke, I think, would be going for something like a Betfair Hurdle, or they'd be keeping him fresh, and they'd be trying to go for a big 2 mile 4 handicap with him, I think. I'll look to see but you cannot have 3 runs anymore. Maybe he's a bit more of a stayer, but this is the first time over this trip, and I had him down when he won. Actually, was it Chepstow he won at?
Chepstow got beat.
It was Weatherby. Sorry, I had him down as Skelton's Betfair Hurdle horse, and you now have to have 4 runs, don't you? And I just don't think they've been able to get him into him. So they're going an interesting route with him, and he's obviously, the apple of their eye. He was a big eye catcher when he was 7th on his hurdling debut. He flattened the second last, I think, when he wouldn't have won that day. But it was quite easy to back in the market. I don't like him for this personally, just at the price. Tamuras, of course, who went on and won the Tolworth, he would have finished second to that had he not whacked it. That horse he's actually not rated that high, Tamuras, funnily enough, but he is a Grade 1 winner. I think Henri II might beat him, but I don't think he'll win Henri II. What do you like, Matty?
I like Henri II.
Do you?
Yeah, say he was big baby at Chepstow, and then when he was beat at Chepstow, the Kim Bailey horse has come out and won twice since at Market Raisin, and where else did it win?
Do you want me to find out for
Go
you?
on, look on the app.
Is
Dave.
Has he got it ready? That's the question.
Has he got it ready?
Has he got it ready? Okay. Yeah, there's the form, thank goodness.
Is Henri II, wasn't it?
Yeah, finished second
Second
to
at Chepstow.
Cento Classico,
Cento Classico.
and then that's one since
And
Market
that is one
Raisin,
since?
and
I'll tell you now, there's one at Market Raisin and Wincanton twice since.
yeah, so Frank the form. So
There you go.
I think that's just better form than Pembroke for me.
I hope you're right, Batch.
So do I.
I'm a big fan of We've All Been Caught, who looks like he's going to be a rare British novice runner at the Dublin.
Oh, so you fancy
Festival.
Sid Hosey's
I
runner?
do fancy Sid
Great
Hosey.
name, isn't it?
Sid Hosey, brilliant. Do you
Sid
know much about
Hosey.
him, Batch? You ever come across him? Anyone
No.
come across him?
He sacked all his trainers and now has his own licence.
Really?
He went through 3 trainers in a year.
Hold on a second. That sounds like the sort of thing I might do.
You don't believe
Oh, you'd be awful.
don't
if
believe
you had
anyone
horses, you'd be
trains, do you?
dreadful. There's a
Gallop.
piece actually for the paper. Who would you, if you had a mythical stable, who would you get to train? But Rock My Way, Sid Hosey has done this with. He's obviously got some good line to the pointers because he's had some good pointers. And he's upset favourites for. He's often down the West Country at Taunton.
He went Sherborne. He's basically right next to Wincanton. So this horse, they paid 90 grand for him about 3 weeks before he ran.
And he ran a huge race at the track.
661
Yeah.
purely because they didn't know the yard and that. My only worry is he going to
Back it
repeat
up
that
Yeah.
next time out?
Well, that is what you're betting basically. We've all been caught. It's very rare that you see in close-up comments promising, and especially at that sort of level as well. I know it's a maiden hurdle, but it's one of the better maiden hurdles you'll see. Is it Sim here? No, was this
No.
No, that's the,
okay,
I
we're
think
watching
that's the
someone on
French
our TV.
trainer.
Oh, that's Gabriel Lingers.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, again,
I think Rock My Way, Dave, might be a little bit like the horse at Gary's that ran in the first at Cheltenham.
What, a nutter?
No, just sort of like that newbie.
It was so good first
very
time.
impressive,
Is it
and just
the true
maybe
level of
yeah.
form?
That is a slight worry, but yesterday he was around about 8-1, and I thought the form would. I thought it was being on.
8-1, I thought he was a good each way bet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think
9-2. Yeah, but there are a couple of nons here. Bonte doesn't go, and also Bleckenstock.
I think he's a
as well.
pseudo Shrewdy horse. I think there's quite a few people who looked at the race and went, "Oh, he's actually not that far off of Henri II, and he's double or triple the price of him." And now he's actually a similar sort of price to Henri II.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Henri II is what? He's around about 4-1, isn't he? I think Henri II is. I wouldn't. First time tongue tie is quite interesting for Henri II, isn't it? First time tongue is bearing in mind that Nichols has, and Windops and all that sort of thing. Can You Call was a very good winner last time out, wasn't he? Cruise Control for Tom
That's
Lacey.
who I've actually put up, Can You Call?
Here we go. Give me the case then.
All the experience, chasing, back over hurdles. American Sniper, I really like his attitude. He beat him at Taunton, beat Herman's Boy nicely at Toxteth.
Were you there that day at
I
Taunton?
was there that
Oh,
day, yes,
okay,
I was.
right.
Pembroke, is he going to be too keen? We've seen 2 Skelton horses too keen there today. They are seen maybe a little bit fresh after our latest freeze. And
Yeah.
yes, he was so impressive at Ludlow, but it was Ludlow. And is a 140 performance at Ludlow actually relative to his ability? We'll find out here. Henry II, he won well at Sandown. I just worry the fact we pulled up in the entry bumper. Rock My Way, is he going to repeat it? So there's a few question marks at the head of the market. So more each way angle, 14-1, I think he is. Can You Call 12-1, something like that. I thought he was an each-way angle. I think he might sneak in the 3.
All right, okay. Quite a few people out there like Mufasa as well. Yeah.
Well, he beat one at Cheltenham, didn't he, back in October?
Is it he or she? Oh, it's a he, isn't it? I just assume, I don't know why I
Brienne
associate
Genet.
these colours with Mares and Michael Scooter. I don't know why. Yeah, Tiger Jetlight. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a big flop, wasn't it? Up at, was it Fighting Fifth
the
weekend?
French Furs. He would have
That's
run
it. That was over 2 miles 6, so he's coming back in trip slightly. War Soldier is interesting. I mean, Sandy Thompson, what a start to 2023.
I'd say he's overpriced as well because he beat a decent type at Haydock for the Minier Isaac Swade combo. Only 1-2-4. The fact Sandy's actually taken him down here, I don't think they'd be coming down if they didn't think he was something special.
Well, you said about Pembroke and would he be too keen just because of what's been going on with the Skelton horses so far. We're watching him amble down to the start at the moment. It's all right, didn't he?
We'll see.
Batch is nodding.
We'll see when they jump
The
off.
actual jump jockey amongst us. We'll see how he jumps off. Of course, he has to rely on a fairly decent gallop for that, doesn't he? There are some other interesting horses in there as well. Sid Hosey's got another one in here called Way Out. Hasn't got a rating that one, but Tom Cannon's on. Oh, that near miss from Edwardstone. Wow, was that one of the highlights of the day? Was that the highlight of the day? That race?
It was a
For me,
cracking
it
race.
was, yeah.
We had a
Cracking.
battle. I know it wasn't the 2 we expected, but
We just had some
I
unbelievable
thought Hoist
finishes.
in your race was good.
Well, that will be the scenes race. won't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
to be fair, the 3 main races at Cheltenham, they've lived up to expectations,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah, she's a pleasure to
no
deal with,
disappointments.
Lucinda Russell. You know, she's always very helpful to do interviews and all that sort of stuff. Pete's
Should we
good.
get the bet on here, Dave?
Yes, they're in my ear to get the bet on. I think it's only the second, isn't it?
I think we should
It's
bet.
batch. Let's back. Oh, are we going to back him each
We're gonna
way?
back-
No, you can't.
We're
Or
not
just win?
backing
Why
him
not?
each way.
Go each way.
Oh, we won't back
we know,
these horses each
I
way.
would be backing this each
We're
way. And I
going to
think
back
a lot of people out there would as
Mine
well.
App and the top tipster on the day.
Racing Post #1 tipster.
Racing Post's number one
that.
tipster.
You are looking for a new vocation in
Yeah,
life.
I'm looking for a new vocation.
Henry the second, £20, 15.5, £84 for Injured Jockeys Fund if we win.
All right, okay, there you are.
That
Again,
hip's
a
getting
reminder
upgraded,
that's
isn't
our
it?
charity.
dear,
of
oh
choice.
dear.
5 seconds.
Should we look at this race historically while we watch them try and find their positions down at the start? Skelton's had 2 previous runners in
Yeah.
this. They've both been placed.
Famous race one year when at Fisher's Cross
Yes.
won and he beat another horse that won at the Cheltenham Festival.
Yes. The new one, and
the
Coney
new
Green
one.
was in the race
I was
as well.
third.
Coney
You
Green was
were!
third.
I was third.
You were. What happened
At
there?
Fisher's Cross and the Twisting Horse.
Good race that, wasn't it?
Ballymore.
the new one.
New one.
New one.
Yeah.
The new
Whisper
one.
back and forth.
I was going to say that what a race that
What
was.
race?
This was the one the subsequent Cheltenham winner, a festival winner from this race was at Fisher's Cross. He was the second season novice. He went and won the Ballymore.
Yeah.
Old Santini won this one as well.
Yeah, he did Birchdale,
Yanworth.
Holstone, Yanworth, who was favourite for the Ballymore, got beaten by Yorkhill. So, I don't know, there are some interesting horses in here, aren't there? Dr. Brown Bear just catching my eye. Why has he come over? He has already won in the Fred Winter. He was a 22-1 shot, but it's Mull Ryan and Brassel, and I wonder if they're just having a little side.
Can we just say that the punter versus the pro has gone down to the last?
Has it?
Yet again.
What's Dave on?
With no winners
Henry
for
the-
anyone. So in the last race, I'm on Henry the second, obviously my nap, and
He's on
Dave
Pembroke.
Goodman is on Rock My Way.
Oh, I'm with
just
the
like
Dave.
Dave again.
Come on,
So-
Dave, we can see off the pro, can't we?
So this would make it 8-5 if Dave can win. If I can win, it'll be 7-6.
All right, okay, but it's for Injured Jockeys Fund then, and G-Rod and Matty Batch. And remind us what you're going for, James.
Can you call for
Can
the
you
Evan
call?
Williams?
Yeah, all right. A progressive 8-year-old winning this race. Very interesting. He's obviously had a few problems, hasn't he? But he's talented on his day. It's grade 2 time then. Will we see a shake-up for the Cheltenham Festival? What are we, 7 weeks away now, aren't we? From the big day.
Not long. That's where
Not long.
So Gerhard not going to be able to get out again, Woody said after
Oh, God,
the
blimey,
other
what
day.
did we make of that the other day?
Well, luckily after we got after the
Well, he's
third or
just got
second or
such
third.
an engine on him. He's got an awkward way of running, hasn't he? Sir Gerhard.
I don't
Anyway,
like
look, we
him
haven't
very
talked about him
much.
today. We're off and
You
running
don't
then.
like him?
No.
It is the lie.
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
say
sure
impressed
I-
with his jumping.
I'm not sure I do as well.
No, he's
I'm
a
not sure
funny
I do.
horse, isn't
He's
he?
got serious engine, but
Yeah.
obviously, but I don't know. Something about him I'm not sure about. But
I think
Henry the
he's the most
second,
natural.
eyeballing then at the moment. And look, I'll tell you what, there's a hosey plan here because Way Out has gone. He's basically giving a lead.
Oh,
to,
well, he was.
to
He's
Rock My
swerved
Way.
into the seconds.
Well, hang on a minute. Yeah, hang on. This is Tom Cannon leading Tom Scudamore for Sid Hosey.
Mistake by the favourite there, Pembroke. He was
Was
very
it?
slow over that second flight.
Okay, and of course this is a plan B.
Oh, Keane.
Because he would have gone to Haydock, wouldn't he, before that was called off last weekend. Pembroke would have done that, Wharf Soldier would have done that, and Mufasa, I think, was due to go there as well. So more plan Bs.
He's very keen, isn't he, the favourite?
Out the back, Mocha Davassi for Jane Williams and Dave Noonan. And Dr. Brown Bear at the back as well.
Kind of
We're
decent
laughing
pace,
because We're laughing because I wasn't over the moon with the Dave Noonan ride yesterday. Can anyone guess what that was? But the jockeys in the room told me I was bashing and pocket talking, which is entirely possible. War Soldier up there, a little bit keen War Soldier, guys, and on the outside.
Yeah, not going very quick at all.
Yeah.
They're all a little bit strong.
What about Cruise Control? A horse, unexposed horse for the Laces, bit to find on form, but comes into it on a roll.
He's going the wider route.
Yeah, going wide.
Gar Law, we're hearing guys has walked back okay. No update yet on T for Free, so fingers crossed. Please for Charlie Longston and Lily Pinchin's ride there in the Sky Bet Chase. We'll bring you updates on that. But at the moment, it is Hosey 1-3 at the moment because Rock My Way, who me and Dave, the pro versus the punter. I'm hoping it rocks G-Rod's world on the inside. He's got a funny way of racing, actually. At the moment, Henri the second absolutely looks the part, doesn't he? Pinging them on the outside under a confident. And I don't like the way Pembroke's going. Let me see what he is in running at the moment, Pembroke. All the way out to around about 7-4 now. They're not panicking
He's
yet.
been quite keen through the early part of the race, Pembroke, and he's in
You
amongst
called that.
horses.
Millman called that. Mufasa out the back and Dr. Brown Bear. And watch out for Dr. Brown Bear. I've got a funny reason he's going to run on strongly into
Well,
fourth.
he's nice and relaxed at the back of the field, Dr. Brown
He's
there.
just a very interesting. Some of my favourite colours, you know, these are the Sean Mile Wild colours. I absolutely love
City
them.
Island, was it?
City Island, yeah, of course. You can remember who he beat in the Ballymore? Champ.
Oh, champ.
How did that happen? I'm still counting the cost of that one.
Is Champ okay? Because he obviously didn't run today.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the stayers either, is he?
Is he maybe?
I've got a feeling he's not in it. Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not really 100% sure. Try and find out about that.
Sid Hosey 1-2.
It's a Sid Hosey 1-2. This is like a gallop at home. Sid will be absolutely in raptures watching in the stands.
Hey,
This will be a
Goodman.
great story, by the way, guys. And Rock My World, who pushed We've Been Caught, a hot favourite on New Year's Day all the way. Is that good enough? A figure of 1-3-4 in a maiden is huge. They could have gone to any West Country track and pretty much won. They're going for the big bucks with this guy. Henri the second on the outside. Cruise Control continues to catch my eye. So does the Evan Williams horse, James Millman.
Yeah, he's travelling nicely.
Can you call?
Each way angle.
Is he doing a little bit too much, Rock My Way, do you think?
No, I'd be quite
He's
happy.
all right.
I would be with you a little bit on that. He's full of himself, Batch, isn't he?
He is, but
Not compared to his rivals, I
yeah,
wouldn't
not
say.
doing too much, though.
All right, okay, we're getting to the business end of this very famous race then, long-standing. They're all in with a chance at the moment, even Big Brown Bear. I think perhaps the James William horse
Henry the second
is
had a
now
funny
just
bit of
going.
a carriage.
Yeah.
He's going really well, Henry the
He's
second,
just
isn't
He
he?
just had a little moment
He's
there.
a very big baby.
Let's have a look in running then. Henry the second, that 4-1 is long gone, I can tell you.
Oh, he's
He's
just
just had a little shake there as well.
Yeah.
He's a big baby, old Henry is.
And at Sandown, he showed a real
Yeah,
gritty
yeah,
attitude,
he did.
didn't he? Pembroke now is cruising. Dan Skelton in the last on a Saturday,
he's back,
on a
yeah.
Saturday card tends to
Travelling.
pay out, doesn't it? Cruise Control falling in a hole. Doesn't like the backside of Cheltenham there. Dr. Brown Bear, keep your eyes on him. This is going to be a massive eye catcher. He's going to run a sledger in this. But at the moment, now they're stepping on the gas batch. Have you had to call one?
I do like Brown Bear. He's just creeping into it,
Isn't he? JJ Slevin, yeah, very interesting run of this. He was half fancied at a big price for the Fred Winter, didn't turn up at all. Here we go, two out there.
Oh,
Rock
Pembroke.
My Way jumped that really well. Pembroke was a little bit tight,
Still
but
travelling.
Harry Skelton oozing confidence
Yeah,
at the
he's cruising,
moment.
isn't he?
Henri the second is hanging in. Mufasa coming. Some of you earlier were tipping this up on the chat. Dr. Brown Bear now feeling the pinch a little bit. Can you call backs out of it? Rock My Way, though, at the moment, for Sid Hosey.
Yeah,
He's
Sid.
going to take all the beating, isn't he?
Oh, it could be one for the punter.
Harry Skelton has got a sight on him, though. Henri the second backs out of it, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, I can still
It's
nick
a
this,
Hosey
couldn't I?
special.
Hang on a minute, I'm going to get the trophy. Am I
Oh,
panicking?
no.
This could be it. At the moment, he's got the rail as well. Come on, keep going then, Tom. Just 1, 2, 3, and up we go. Oh, Pembroke's coming. Come on, Pembroke wasn't great there.
Mess of the lot.
Oh, come on, Sid Hosey's going to outstay him, isn't he? Pembroke's on gas. He's never been over the trip before. Mufasa now the danger. Pembroke beaten. Rock My Way is the punter versus pro. Another one for the punters out there. And Dave Orton. Oh, indeed. I got headed. Just like Dashel Drasher, just like Il Rodotto. But Rock My Way, Sid Hosey, great story here. Pembroke only second, Mufasa was third.
Gonna hand it
Batch, oh, look at this. Cream has risen here on the final Racing Post Live. What a great result that is, James.
Yep, 90 grand purchase, 6 weeks ago. Cracking effort on the first run. And the fact he settled better than the runner-up. I think Pembroke, whatever's happened in the last week, maybe the frees, the Skelton horses haven't done as much as what they would normally do, because all three Skelton horses at Cheltenham today, they've all been too keen early doors. I think Pembroke is actually, he is a serious horse going forward. But
Yeah, it's just, it looked like he was about to, he jumped the last funny, didn't he? And he's got that rail.
Yeah, which Rex Dingle probably should have got on Dash with Joshua early on. It's a huge help, a big win for the Sid Hosey team.
All right, the final placings then.
All right.
The update is Graeme Rodway on 7 points. And Dave has gubbed you in the punt versus pro as well. Look, fair play to G, but he puts his heart out there every week. No, a lot of others don't want to do it. James Millman in 3rd place, bronze only Millman for you.
Disappointing effort.
Yeah, that's going to plague you on the way home.
Not a great
Mattie
one.
Batch, 18 points and coming in the final race, 19 points. I'm very happy with that.
1 point in it.
I'll tell you what, and just to rub, I'll tell you what, we watched Sid Hosey, look at him. What a pair of, I'll tell you what, look at the trousers on Sid.
And you get a point for 4.
They're bundling each other in the ring. I'll tell you what, Wayne Cohen won't be enjoying that, will he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great to see. They're absolutely loving it. They've spent a lot of money, that operation down there. And Sid can train, can't he?
Oh, yeah. How long
Must have a very good assistant, I
someone
would
can
imagine.
there, yeah.
Someone can.
He sacked all the assistants.
Well, the spotlight's going to be on it soon because the headlines go to Sid Hosey in the final terrestrial race. It's been great fun here. 8 races coming your way. Cheltenham Trials, though, was it on? Was it off? We won the trophy. Now, you were you've been a little bit slaty today. You've been, David Maxwell. A few people you've been saying Rex Dingle should have got it.
No, it wasn't slating Maxwell.
Now that you're no longer part of that weighing room officially, you've absolutely happy to come out of it, aren't you? Put your head above the parapet. But someone sent an email in earlier. Let's have a look. Do you recognise this badge? What's all this about? Look at this. Matty B, pro jockey. Something tipster. Where's that badge?
Not a clue.
Haven't you got a clue? Really brilliant. Another selfie with the Hennessy Gold Cup winning jockey. I believe he's on a stag do or something like that. Your man said. Great, entertaining as usual. Great to have you with us, G-Rod. Good to have you back.
Yeah, great day. Yeah, no winners.
We'll go and debrief, shall we now?
Yeah, we're going debrief.
You've earned it, man. Batch, great to have you. You're both back next week for the Dublin Racing Festival?
Yeah, Sunday I'm back, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, that's the Sunday team then. A reminder, we are back both days. James Millman, great to have you back. 2023. Doubtless punters will see you with a microphone behind your hand again.
Hopefully, yes, as the meetings get back on. And
you've had to cross a few invoices off, haven't you?
Abandonments, which has been frustrating.
And Kempton tonight?
Yes, 2 in the same race. So 1-2 will be nice. Crystal Cask and Billy Mill. But competitive, tricky stuff, we'll see.
All right, tricky stuff. Good luck then wherever you're playing. Hugh Taylor's tip. Billy Mill, by the way, if you want to get with that. All right, okay, for myself, Dave Orton, something of a new show for you today here. A new dawn on Racing Post Live. We'll be back next Saturday. It's all about Dublin.